I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. It on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And hold on. All right, see if that's a better. There we go. And now let's take two. And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
See, here's the difference between a professional broadcaster like a Michael P. Winters and a Sean Smalls. I'd be panicking, tears streaming down my face right now. What happened? What do I need to do? Where are we going? What's going on? You just flipped around, flipped a switch, and we were good.
Well,
Consummate expert.
I said hello, good morning, and then my headphones didn't say it yet, and I was like, uh-oh. And then I realized Tanner was working on something over here. I was like, oh, I bet he hit a button. Let me go. I know what he did. Hold on.
Yep.
And then, yeah, that was the delay that he hit.
Gotcha.
And so when I say good morning and then a few seconds later I hear good morning on my headphone, I'm like, oh, that's not what I want to hear right now.
Delay.
Yeah. Happy Monday.
Yep.
That's the start of it.
Hey, you got him out of the way early. Got the demons out of the board early.
I hope that's true. I hope that's true. So, good morning. Welcome to Monday, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful one so far. I'm feeling a little down, ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you were saying you got hit with the bug over the weekend.
I think I'm getting a cold. Yeah, everything that's going around here.
Dude, everybody has something,
Yeah.
it seems like right now.
Yeah.
And it's all different. It's like,
Yeah.
some people have bronchitis, some people say RSV. It's just all different.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna lay low later today, but we'll get through it today. We'll get through this morning and hang out, have fun. Yesterday I was feeling a little, and then I started feeling a little better. And woke up this morning kind of feeling again, but a little snotty.
Yeah.
Beat me up, snotty.
A little bit.
So, I guess the big news, Bob Saget passed away. At least it came out in the public yesterday, late afternoon, evening.
It happened, they said they found him around 4 p.m. yesterday.
Yeah.
In his hotel. And, I first heard the news around 7 o'clock last night.
Weirdly enough, I don't know if this is, call it Kim announced the news on her phone, just ironically, as America's Funniest Home Videos is about to start.
Wow.
On TV at 6 p.m. when I turned it on. We didn't watch it, but
Yeah.
it was just coming on at that moment when she said, Bob Saget passed away. I was like, whoa.
And I know that was 2 hosts ago, but I grew up watching Bob Saget on America's Funniest Home Videos. We actually,
he's
got to
the host. Like
the original.
Tom Bergeron had a good run, but Saget.
Is it still
No, it's
Carlton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know he took over for a while, but
there's been after Saget, there was a couple different hosting.
Well,
there
I
was
remember
a couple.
Daisy Fuentes and John Fugelsang.
Yeah, they did it for a bit. There was, I think, somebody else in there.
Well, yeah, and then Tom Bergeron.
And then Tom Bergeron for a while.
Was the big run.
And then after Tom is Carlton.
We actually, and my mom posted this on Facebook and it reminded me, we actually went to a taping of one of the $100,000 episodes. One of the Bob Saget hosted $100,000 episodes back in the day.
Wow.
It was actually, because you know how they cut to the different studios on the 100,000. So it was the Albuquerque studio, KOAT studios. We were actually in that audience.
Big time.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yep.
That was back in the heyday of America's Funniest Home with people, when there was relevancy and people cared about it and all that.
I remember the video that won. It was this woman who was just playing piano like crazy, just jamming out, playing like jazz piano, and then her hands go up. She goes, "Too much noise!" So somebody was underneath her playing piano, and that was the joke of the
Was
video.
there anybody from Albuquerque in the running?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess there would have had to have been because the studios that they cut to were the home studios of
like one of the
think-
$10,000 winners.
Yeah,
'Cause that's how it works, right? Is the winners of each
well, the
episode.
10,000 and then the 100,000 was the finale.
Yeah, compete in the finale for the $100,000, if I remember. Is that still how they do it?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I watched it, but
Anyway, but Bob Saget, I guess he was found dead in a hotel room yesterday afternoon.
no drugs. They said no foul play. I mean, and he was just performing the night before, so I can't imagine it's like a COVID thing.
I mean, he's 65 and on the road. I mean, could be just a heart attack.
Could,
I mean,
yeah, could
maybe
be anything.
I have no idea. Is the guy eat cheeseburgers all the time? And I mean, who knows? He's 65. It could be any number of things. Could be. I mean, because he's famous, we automatically assume what's nefarious. It could be just he had a stroke.
Right.
It happens. You're 65. Things happen sometimes. So who knows? But he's always been hit or miss with me with his comedy, like his stand-up.
See, his stand-up was always pretty hit with me.
I mean, he's funny, but part of it was he played the funniest home videos guy,
Right.
kind of Mr. Sunday Night Family wholesome guy.
Super clean.
And then
Danny
he goes
Tanner.
up on a stage, and you're like, whoa, he does not sound like the funny family guy on Sunday night in front of your TV. He sounds,
part of the bit was listen to Danny Tanner cuss.
Yeah. And then, I mean, everything you see on television, this man's, wholesomeness, and then you see a stand-up, and you're like, whoa, that's not the Full House comedy, same comedy there,
The only episodes of Entourage I ever watched were the ones that he was involved with in some capacity.
And then he was over the top on those. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's how he really is either.
Let's hope.
He was like a full-on jerk in those.
Like a womanizer, yeah, a
And-
little jerk.
I'm surprised he made it to 65, quite frankly, if we listened to his character in that show.
I got to imagine that he was somewhere in the middle of like Danny Tanner and Bob Saget on stage. He had to be somewhere in that creamy middle of. I mean, everybody I've heard talk about him say he was just genuine, honest to goodness stand-up guy. Gave great advice. Pete Davidson was talking about how he was always there for his for some mental health advice and stuff. And so yeah, Pete Davidson turned to Bob Saget for his mental health.
I was like, Pete Davidson could use all the mental health he could take.
That may not be the most ringing endorsement for the Bob Saget mental health program.
Yeah, it's like, is that kind of the blind leading the blind? But all right, we'll go with that. but it was sad to hear that Bob Saget passed away over the weekend there.
Somebody, I'm a part of a meme group that sometimes the term too soon should be used, but somebody posted a picture of a young Candace Cameron, Mary-Kate Olsen, and what's the middle one's name? I can't think of it. Basically, young Stephanie, young Michelle, and young DJ, and just said #orphans.
Well, they had like two other dads.
Yeah, well, so they're going to get
right.
Uncle Jesse on the phone.
I'm trying to think of the three dads there. Do you think Bob was like, if you would have thought, would he be the first to go?
I would have. The first to
Stamos,
go?
out of Stamos and Saget and the Popeye guy, whatever his name is.
Dave Coulier. I would have thought it would have been Coulier, but that's just because I would have thought he would have died from something goofy, like he, popped a champagne bottle into his temple or something.
Okay, like most likely to
bit.
get hit by a bus or something.
Well, yeah, most likely to die doing a bit.
Okay.
So he was finally cut out of this world.
Of course, the kids. The middle one had a problem with drugs and stuff, right? And then Mary Kate and Ashley, they had their whole thing,
which they're still odd.
And Candace, she's kind of didn't she have problems for a little bit there before she turned to the Hallmark Channel stuff?
No, she was clean cut from the get go.
Okay, I thought there was a phase there.
She's I can't think of his doggone name now, but Growing Pains.
Kirk Cameron?
Kirk Cameron's younger sister.
Yeah, that I knew.
And so both of them have been pretty gung-ho.
Yeah, I know they're
Christian, religious.
Yeah, Christian faith. But
and she sort of took it from the get-go.
I thought she
might have had her
had
phase.
a thing where she
might have had her
out.
phase, but I think you might also be thinking about an episode of Full House.
Maybe I was. Maybe
and she learned a valuable lesson at the end of that one.
Maybe I was actually blurring Hollywood with real life.
Usually
That's
set to
quite
very
possible.
heartfelt music. Like,
now that I think about it, she solved it in 30 minutes. So
She did.
that's probably what the problem was. It was a TV episode.
That's one thing. If you can date anybody in Hollywood, date yourself a sitcom actress because they know how to get it done,
30
wrapped up
minutes.
pretty quick.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And if it's a drama actress, it's an hour.
That's true. And those problems usually hang over,
Sometimes they spill into a couple week stringer together, but for the most part, they knock it out in 1 hour, 2 hour tops.
Hey, are things okay between you and Courtney right now? We're having an episode.
Find out next week.
Yeah, I'll find out next week. It's a real cliffhanger.
Let me give you the rundown of today's show. Matt Bristol's been patiently sitting through our stuff here, waiting to talk here with Bristol Law Office, and he joins us once a month and gives us sound legal advice. And we're coming on, it is a new year, and so we're going to discuss New Year, are your affairs in order kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And usually when you look at certain aspects of your life, New Year's resolutions and things and making sure you're good. Well, let's take a look at your legal aspects and make sure that's all ducks in a row and everything's good there. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Bob Lavarakis is going to join us. Bob's been in before. He's come in and shared his story with us, and he's a man who's actually he shared a story about back when he's crab fishing, and of course he had lost his child that had an abortion and really had a negative impact, and has really spent his life kind of warning others about that stuff. But he's going to join us here and give us an update and chit chat with us. He was supposed to join us at the end of last year, but then got sick, and now he's doing better. So he'll chit chat with us next hour.
Very good.
And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Lori Schatz is going to drop by from Kiwanis and Schatz Productions fame, talking about the Ted V. Hill concert coming up in February here.
Nice.
And which is the John Denver tribute.
Yep.
You're like, who's Ted V. Hill? Guy looks like John Denver.
Dude looks the spit of him.
Yeah, pretty sure. You think it's surgery? Like he...
I mean, I've never been a huge believer in reincarnation, but if he pulled it off,
that picture of him. I mean, it's almost like I look at it and I'm like, did someone he didn't really die in a plane crash? They just cryovacked him in a bubble somewhere, and then he pulled him out here and said, "All right, you're Ted V. Hill now," because he really looks like him.
He does. I mean, it looks like John Denver's been doing just the most revolutionary skin treatments in the world for the last 40 years.
This is him. Yeah,
I mean, it's
that's not John Denver. That's Ted V. Hill, and I swear to God, I thought that was John Denver.
They got to get.
was born here.
Yeah, no, he's got the Denver. Yeah, the Roswell connection here. His dad served at Roswell Army Airfield and of course Walker Air Force Base there. So very cool. But we'll talk about that with Lori here in the 9 o'clock hour. We'll just stop and look at his pictures. He looks just like him.
Admire the man.
Yeah. And he sounds just like him too. I've been told.
It's a good thing he turned out. I mean, that he ended up looking just like the guy. Because I mean, you don't have to look like Carrot Top trying to do John Denver. It's a hard sell.
Although I don't mess with Carrot Top now.
Nope, nobody does.
He's got guns.
He's
an ab show. It's really weird because he's still the goofy Carrot Top with the goofy hair,
right,
and everything. But now he's got a 6-pack and guns, and he's sculpted.
No, he's the epitome of everyone who was bullied in high school and said, "Do something about it, Pipsqueak." You watch, mark my words, I'm going to get you. He did.
And Carrot Top,
he did.
Yeah. He could easily be an action star now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how coordinated he is, but...
You pull the hair back, He could at least play Shaun White in a movie.
And yeah, he could. And now he's in Vegas doing his show all the time. I think he's got a permanent gig in Vegas. So he's even kind of tanned now, too, which is weird for a redhead.
Yeah.
Because redheads don't tan very well. They generally go either white or burnt.
Right.
But he's oddly tanned. So he's got that flaming red hair. He's kind of tanned, and then he's, built.
Here's the thing, though.
It's very novel.
Nail on the head, they don't tan. So that's not a natural tan. I
thought if you hang enough time in Vegas, I guess you
put my
get some
salary
tan.
on the fact that that's a spray tan. If that's not a spray tan, I'll eat my hat, sir.
I'm not going to defend Carrot Top's au naturel tan because I quite frankly believe you, but
he turns into carrot skin.
Yeah, but I mean he is in Vegas, where literally it's just hot 24/7. Maybe you can
but anybody who's been to Vegas knows you never go out during the daytime.
Well, maybe Carrot Top does. If I live there, you got to be out there sometime, right?
He's got to go buy milk sometime, yeah.
Got to get his roids from sometime.
You're just at a Whole Foods, you just see Carrot Top buying eggs.
Eggs and roids?
Yeah. 17 steaks. The man knows his protein.
Oh, man. I think I'm done talking about Carrot Top. It's 7:20. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over eastern New Mexico and fair weather to start the week. Some sun and some clouds this morning, and then turning sunny by afternoon. Our high in the low 50s. Overnight will turn cloudy again, and we drop to about 30, and then a few degrees warmer on Tuesday. Should be pretty nice, mostly sunny, and about 55. We're back in the low 60s by Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 22 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 57%. Winds currently out of the north at 6 miles per hour. For today, kind of like yesterday. Sunny, highs only in the 50s today, 52 officially. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, with an overnight low of 27 and south winds at around 5 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, mostly sunny. Expect highs once again in the 50s, upper 50s tomorrow. 58 officially with south winds 5 to 10. Tuesday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 27, south winds at around 5 miles per hour. We'll be back up into the 60s midweek, mostly sunny 64 on Wednesday. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny and 67. Friday, more of the same, mostly sunny, 67. Now they're saying Friday night into Saturday we could see some rain chances. 20% chance of rain. Actually, they say snow. I take that back. Snow. I don't know where that came from. 20% chance of snow, partly cloudy, overnight low of 31 Friday night. And then 20% chance of showers Saturday, partly cloudy with highs near 50. So we'll see. I don't think it'll be much of snow, more moisture of anything, but hey, I'll take the moisture any way we can get it. All right, it is 7:22. Let's get you into your Roswell Livestock Report for your Monday with Smiley Wooten. Quick commercial break, and then we'll talk with Matt Bristol on the other side from Bristol Law Office. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good run to start the new year and a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native weaned calves and light yearlings. We expect to sell 1,750 head, breaking down like this: 125, 150 weighing cows and bulls, 75 to 100 pairs of bred cows, 1,500, 1,550 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 30 cows, Anderson Ranch, Pyote, Texas, ex-quality Black Angus and Brangus cross cows to be preg checked, 5 to 9 years old. 28 calves, Mr. David McCall, Tiburon, New Mexico, ex-quality black white face Angus cross calves, 500, 650 pounds. 88 calves, Rye Ranch, Estancia, New Mexico, ex-quality black Angus crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, thin condition, 300, 400 pounds. 87 calves, LS Cattle Company, Corona, good quality crossbred calves, weaned 60 to 100 days, 2 rounds of shots, medium condition, 350, 550 pounds. 41 calves, Mr. Mark Kelly at Yeso, ex-quality black Angus cross calves, cattle weaned 100 days, 2 rounds of shots, 400, 550 pounds. 82 calves, Snow Landing Cattle Company, Dale City, Texas, ex-quality 90% black white face Brangus cross calves, cattle weaned 60 days, medium condition, 400, 550 pounds. 61 calves, Miss Lisa Doyle, Carlsbad, ex-quality red white face Beefmaster cross calves, multi-mend, 7-way, 8-way, Ivamec, 400, 600 pounds. 65 calves, Eagle Creek Cattle Company down in Lincoln County, ex-quality 90% black Angus and Brangus crosses, cattle weaned 45 days, 2 rounds of shots, 350, 450 pounds. 40 calves, Mr. Laurie Kincaid at Carlsbad, ex-quality red white face Angus cross calves, shots at Brandon, 400, 500 pounds. 55 calves, U-Bar Ranch, Silver City, New Mexico, ex-quality black Angus cross calves, cattle weaned 35 days, 2 rounds of shots, 350, 550 pounds, and 45 calves, Thomas Richardson, Salt Flat, Texas, good quality, 90% black Brangus cross calves, 400, 550 pounds. Sale time this morning, 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 9:30 to 10. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10 to 10:30. Fairly short on cows today, so don't be late. We expect to sell 1,750 head. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
When I'm ready for new furniture, I don't want to wait for it. I go to Glenn's Furniture, where everything is ready for immediate delivery. Beautiful power reclining furniture, gorgeous dining room sets and bedroom sets, and the world's most comfortable mattresses. Glenn's has the quality furniture I'm looking for at the best prices around, in stock and ready to go home. So don't wait around. Hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, delivering for free since 1953.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Procrastinators Club of America newsletter is called Last Month's Newsletter. Their first newsletter should be released any day now. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:26, and joining us in studio this morning from Bristol Law Office, all the way upstairs at Bristol Law Office, Matt Bristol with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How are you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Good. How were your holidays?
Good. Like I say, got out of town and had a good time with family.
Good.
Had to spend an extra day in Dallas because of the COVID and flight cancellations and all that stuff. But yeah, it was a good trip overall. So.
Well, good. We had a nice, quiet Christmas here.
Good deal. Just you and the missus.
Just me and the missus and the kitties. And
good deal. You know what? Those sometimes are the best Christmases. The quiet, just time with intimate family, and nothing crazy planned. Just fun time with family.
Well, she gave me COVID for Thanksgiving, so Christmas was nice. That was the holiday. Thanksgiving wasn't much of a holiday.
It was more giving at Thanksgiving and more thankfulness at Christmas.
There you go.
Very good. Well, for folks that aren't familiar, Matt joins us once a month from Bristol Law Office, and we always just talk sound legal advice, sage. I think sometimes we all think we're lawyers. But none of us really, unless you can get a law degree watching television, most of us aren't law experts. So sometimes we know just enough to be dangerous sometimes. And so Matt's here to kind of, make sure the information you do have is good information, not something you learned off of Law and Order SVU or something.
Or from your neighbor. Oh, my gosh.
Exactly.
We get a lot of those. Well, my neighbor told me. No.
Yeah.
Not that way.
Yeah, some things are great word of mouth. Legal advice, not necessarily the best one there. That's
maybe lawn care, but not legal advice.
If you're looking for a guy to paint your house or something, talk to your neighbors. But if you're looking for legal representation, maybe talk to someone who's a legal representative.
So speaking of law school, I guess we could tell a law school story.
All right.
So, when we all went to college, you show up on the first day of the class, and this prof hands out a syllabus, tells you what book, what the first assignment is, and says, okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your first class every day for 4 years.
Gotcha.
8 semesters. So before law school, I was across the street from law school at the bookstore, kind of wandering around thinking, well, maybe the profs had posted up which textbooks they wanted us to use.
Mm-hmm.
And I overhear these 2 students talking, and I think, oh, my God. So I run across the street to the Law Quad. And I've never been there before. Don't know what the buildings are, but I'm wandering aimlessly in the basement of the administration building. And assignments for the first day are posted.
Oh. You're like, oh.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. So I wrote down.
Like, I just tried to get a book.
Yeah. So I wrote down all the assignments and go back across the street to the bookstore and get these books. And they're not like history books. They don't tell stories. They're cases.
Okay.
They're decided cases, just legal decisions.
So it's basically the synopsis of the legal cases.
It's just legal case, and you got to figure out what you have to glean from this cases you're reading, what they're trying to teach you. And so you're reading in law school 70 to 80 pages per class per day.
Oof.
trying to figure out, okay, what are they trying to teach me? So we get to the first class, the first day, Monday, 9:00 in the morning. And the professor calls roll and says, you get an hour credit, but my class always lasts an hour and a half. And then he starts with the A's, and he starts calling on people. Did you read the assignment? Mm-hmm. What's the first case? And of course, nobody did. And he didn't stop till he got to the Z's.
Wow, and no one in.
And it says, all right, Mr. Winter, stand up, recite the facts, the first case. Well, Your Honor, Professor, you didn't. Well, if it wasn't for you, an intelligent young person would be sitting there. Sit out.
So, do you think he intentionally did this as your eye-opening welcome to law school?
Every class the first day did that.
Yeah.
Every class the first day. Oh my God, we had people losing their breakfast.
Sure. Well, I guess they're trying to separate the serious from the just doing it because that's what their parents want them to do, kind of thing. I guess
it was like step on the gas, 100 miles an hour, rock and roll. Here we go. So we've been in class like 4 weeks, no exams, 5 weeks, no exams, 6 weeks, no tests. We're all starting to sweat bullets, So finally one day I raised my hand and the professor calls on me. I said, yeah, when are we having our first test? He says, oh, you have a semester final. It's cumulative. That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's the only test.
So you got all this case study and then one shot to get through the test at the end there.
One shot. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, no kidding. Man.
He has a lot of stress.
Sure. But in reality, that's being a lawyer. You know what I mean? I know that sounds harsh and people are like, wow, that's brutal, but they're actually preparing you for what it's like to be an attorney once you're a full-fledged attorney here.
You're always learning. You're always reading. Mm-hmm. You have to retain a lot of information.
Sometimes you have very little turnaround to get this stuff done, depending on, when the judge decides things need to happen. And so they are, in essence, getting you prepared for that lifestyle because that's what life as an attorney is like. So makes sense.
Yeah. Well, we talk about several different things on the radio. We don't talk too much about real estate, but I had a friend call me on the weekend with a real estate problem. His family member-in-law had bought a house in Roswell, and then after they bought the house, the roofer put a lien on the house because he didn't get paid from the previous owner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, can they do that? So I had to remember all my real estate, construction stuff, and so it's always got to retain a lot of information.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I mean that does happen. You always see when people buy homes and things, and then all of a sudden they find out there's a lien. And I'm guessing one of the more common ones, if the home is in an HOA, and the person didn't pay his HOA for years at a time or something, and you buy the house, and then you're on the hook for the HOA fees and all that kind of stuff. I imagine you might see it in those kind of scenarios.
Well, when you go through a title company, they usually find that stuff.
Gotcha.
And pre-existing liens. And so they'll have, get the liens paid from the closing, from the sale of the home. But an original contractor has 120 days to file a lien.
Okay.
So he could have done the work, the house could have sold, and then he files the lien. He's still within the 120 days.
Right. So in a scenario like that, in essence, if you don't pay that lien, you don't get to buy the house, right? I mean, or does it get to a point where, no, we're talking to judges and lawyers and all that kind of stuff?
Well, the construction industry had a really good lobby years ago.
Yeah.
And if an unlicensed person does contracting work, and that's defined in the statute as what a contractor is. If an unlicensed person does contracting work, they're not entitled to be paid for the labor or the materials.
Okay, if they're unlicensed.
If they're unlicensed.
Gotcha.
So in this case, roofer was probably licensed, don't know, but, it's kind of a shock to all of a sudden get something in the mail that says, I just put a lien against your house because the previous owner didn't pay me.
Mm-hmm.
And so my friend was asking, well, gee, can they really do that? And the answer is, well, yeah, because the improvements went to the real estate and the liens against the real estate.
Right.
So you're asking, do we get the law involved, judges and things? And the answer is, well, maybe, maybe not, because that by statute, if that lien is not somehow enforced within 2 years, it just goes away.
Sure.
It just disappears.
Sure. Is there an argument for the homeowner that says, well, I've already paid for this when I bought the house, therefore you need to get that money from the person I bought the house from? I mean, is that a legal argument there? I mean, in theory, if it's something you bought that raised the value and in essence, oh, I paid more money because it has a new roof on it, I've already paid for this. You need to get that money from the person that I bought the house from. Is that an argument there or no?
The probably would not prevail. The improvements were made to the real estate. The lien is against the real estate. So let's take an example.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you guys are leasing the building, and you decide you want more windows, so you hire somebody to put in some more windows and don't pay them.
Mm-hmm.
They can put a lien against the building, even though the building owner did not ask for the improvement.
Gotcha.
Because the improvement was on the real estate,
Gotcha.
the building. So in our homeowner example, it's the roof was an improvement to the house. The lien goes to the house regardless of who owns the house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a round robin. Actually, you're going to get 3 people involved in the lawsuit. You're going to get the contractor, the seller, and then the new homeowner.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing, and obviously it goes to a case-by-case scenario, but I'm thinking if you can prove in your case that, no, I said I wanted the roof fixed and I paid an additional $10,000 to have the roof fixed. This guy fixed it but didn't pay you. I paid $10,000 extra to do this. Get the money from the other guy. I imagine, case by case, but you could probably make that argument if in fact that was done in the negotiations of this said property and that work was done.
Yeah, that argument, yeah.
Yeah, but obviously that's a case-by-case scenario.
Yeah, the seller of the home lied to me, committed fraud.
Yeah.
But so here's the funny thing is those insurance checks usually come in the name of the homeowner and the mortgage company.
Okay.
And so the mortgage company makes sure that the roofer gets paid.
Sure.
So where'd that check go?
So that wouldn't happen in theory if people were on the up and up from the get-go.
Yeah, so what happened to the insurance check? Was it mailed to the mortgage company or not? If it was, who signed it on their behalf?
Sure. But then again, we talk about contractors and things, and this is just not sage legal advice. This is just good life advice. Do your homework whenever you do hire a contractor to do your work on your home.
Make sure they're licensed. We have some good roofers in town.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, I had a phone call, and somebody wasn't happy with the roofer, and immediately launches into this story and trying to get me sympathize with them or something, and how horrible the roofer was. And I'm like, whoa, back up. So who's the roofer?
Mm-hmm.
And so he told me who it was, and I said, they don't do bad work. So to tell me more.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out the homeowner goes on the internet, reads about roofing, and suddenly is expert.
Uh-huh.
And is trying to tell the roofer how to do his job. And
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the internet can be a valuable tool, but it also can be make experts out of people that aren't experts in what they think they're experts in.
So for the new year, let's all resolve to have a little bit more common sense.
I love that one.
I saw on the news on the phone where there's a resort somewhere, I think it's somewhere in Europe, and there's a snowstorm, and there's 30 people caught in their cars, and many of them died. And so common sense tells you being in the car is fine, but when the snow's piling up, remove it from the exhaust people.
Yes.
Because if it covers up the exhaust, now you're getting that stuff into the car.
Then you're dealing with when people try to commit suicide in garages and start cars. You're asphyxiating yourself.
You sure are. So let's use a little common sense out there.
Yep. Well, it's just like your home. You light a fire and the chimney's closed. Guess what? You're going to have a problem with the flues closed. You got to open it up. It's the same principle with your car exhaust and all that. That's why it's called an exhaust, so it has a place for it to go.
Exactly.
If it doesn't go that way, it's going back into the car.
So let's all try to have a little common sense this year.
Yeah.
I think we all ought to resolve to be a little kinder, a little gentler.
Especially in the last 3 years here with COVID, we've kind of built walls around ourselves, and if anybody You know what I mean? We tend to circle the wagons a little bit, and I get that. That's what we do. But we all sit on the same patch of dirt here. Let's all get together and understand, and we can all live and let live and get along. Even if we don't agree with someone's choices, we can still agree to disagree and live our lives happily.
Few of us are going to have the ability to change the world, and so my view is, well, let's just change our little corner of it and improve it.
I'm a big fan of that. How are you going to fix things by one? It's like, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? It's the same thing. Yeah. You want to make your community better. Do small things. You pick your passion, pick your thing, and get involved with that.
And you're involved in the community, for example. So
yeah.
You just don't talk the talk, you walk the walk.
Absolutely, yeah. I probably stretched myself too thin and went the other way, but yeah, I love history, so I'm involved with the Historical Society, the Chamber. I do a lot of work with there, occasionally scouting stuff from time to time. I'm asked there. American Legion I get involved with. Leadership Roswell, another area, which is kind of through the Chamber. I get involved with some of that stuff just because they're. I sit on a radio show every day and tell people get involved, and then I'd feel pretty bad if see y'all tomorrow, and then I go home and sit on my duff for 23 hours till the next show.
Yeah.
I don't do that, and but I don't do what I do either and get involved in everything. I'd say find what your passion is, whether it's kids and sports, or kids and scouting, or kids in church, whatever that is, or if it's pets. Or if it's domestic violence, whatever your passion is that you want to help and make a difference in, find that thing and make a difference. And you'll find that if everyone did that, our community would be amazing.
Like you say, one bite at a time, and it makes a difference when everybody chips in.
Absolutely, yeah.
And speaking of children, if you're a divorced couple, how about not using the kids against the other parent this year? We see not a lot of that, but a fair amount of one parent using the kids against the other, or send messages, or, they're an hour late all the time without calling or letting somebody know. And so let's just kind of make the world a nicer place this year.
Absolutely. When you think about that, and I know the parents' intent is to get at each other with that kind of thing, but what you're really doing is you're messing with the kids.
Indeed.
And okay, and I don't care what age the children are, whether they're quote unquote young or mature enough to handle these kinds of things. Either way, you're sending the wrong message there. It's just a never good idea to try to pit the kids against the parents. You want the kids to respect both sets of parents equally here, and you want that and I know you may have your differences with the spouse there, but try not to let that bleed over in the kid's relationship with that spouse, because at the end of the day, it's going to make it worse for everybody. Your differences with your spouse, keep them between you and the spouse. Try to do everything in your power not to let that matriculate into the rest of the family.
Yep, that's very good advice, Mike.
Yeah.
So a part of resolutions, I think, is people should start making sure their own affairs are in order. If they've got, if you got young children, you need a will for who's going to raise those young children. If you're a single adult, or your children are single adults, you need to get a medical power of attorney, because without it, your kid goes in the hospital, and that's a pretty horrible thing not to be involved in their health care.
Absolutely. And especially, and I know COVID, this and that, but sometimes you can't even be in the room for this kind of stuff. And so you want to make sure now more than ever that those things are in order, in case you're like, you can't even be in the room to make that decision. Now that, the only voice you have is what's on that piece of paper sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think everybody needs to get their affairs in order, treat business like business. If you haven't started your retirement contributions before now is a good time to start.
Yeah, I know we always think at the beginning of the year or end of the year with taxes and all that kind of stuff, but this is really that time to start thinking about, what do I have for the future? How do I do? Maybe I should need to talk to someone about that. Sit down with a financial planner or something like that. I know Matt here is a lawyer and he talks legal stuff, but they kind of do go hand in hand in some things. So when it comes to your money and all that, talk to the tax, the accountant, those legal experts. Make sure your affairs in order. But, definitely, and Matt's not going to try to tell you how to do your taxes because
Nope.
he's not a
Nope.
CPA. He's a lit attorney. And attorneys know enough to know that if it's not their area of expertise, they're not going to give you advice on it.
That's why I have an accountant.
That's right. He goes to a guy, he'll tell you his guy. But,
or in my case, got a gal. But yeah, I use CPAs. And I don't try to do it myself.
Right.
Just have a little common sense going on there.
Yeah.
But I was looking on one of my articles on CNBC on the phone, and for a 45-year-old, how much would you have to save per month to have $1 million when you're 65 or 70, something like that? It was the equivalent of a house payment.
Wow. And who can afford an extra house payment to put towards retirement right now?
Well, that's what happens when you wait till you're 45 instead of starting when you're younger. And of course, I guess one thing, if you ask most people, what would you have done different about saving for retirement? I think almost everybody would have said started earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in your 20s, you just don't know how. No one takes the time to teach you.
Yeah.
No one takes you by the hand and say, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
And
I almost think, and this is a great service that parents do for kids, but I almost think you almost need to educate them in that process.
Yeah.
Where people set up like funds for college or, something to get them started in their world when they do reach their independence and adulthood and things like that.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea to start some of this stuff. Say, what, we got an IRA already started for you. We got, we've already got some of that retirement type things in place for you. All you need to do is keep contributing to it, or keep on top of it here. Here's the person you talk to about it, and that's a great idea. But at the same time, make sure they're educated in every step of the process of what to do with it next, and how to keep it going long into adulthood.
And part of that is the adults need to start learning themselves so they can teach the children.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just never take the time to educate themselves because it seems so far away. So it may not be immediate, but it is certainly a necessary thing to address. It is a 35-year journey, so you need to hurry up and start. So I had a friend of mine, and he had a small business. And he had 2 kids that were around teen age, one before, one after, teen and preteen, I guess. And so I asked him, do you have the kids on the payroll? He laughs. He says, what do you mean? And I said, well, the IRS has guidelines for how much you can pay a 12-year-old to do office work. Obviously, you can't give them, 6-figure salary.
Sure.
You can only pay them what
if they're really good at it?
The pay has to be reasonable for the job. So they can take out the trash, they can sweep, they can do different things. But the IRS has guidelines. And somebody looks at me and says, well, what's the point of that? I said, well, if you read how the Roth IRA language is worded, for a Roth IRA, you can contribute 100% of your income up to $6,000 a year.
Hear that? So if you pay your kid $6,000 a year, you can put all that into a Roth IRA
for the kid,
and for the kid directly. In essence, that's their paycheck for quote unquote office management or whatever you got them doing, take out the trash or whatever it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that way they're earning, in essence, in the legal term, they're a nest egg right there.
That's it. You got a 12-year-old putting money away for retirement, and that money's going to grow, and you can add to it, and you start to parent yourself and then your child on these are the things to invest in. These are mutual funds, or it's Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever. And but back in '63, one share of stock for Coke cost $80, but minimum wage was $1.35. So who was buying stock back
who can
then?
afford an $80 stock there,
So that's why our grandparents never taught our parents, who didn't teach us, about money, investing.
Because it didn't seem like a reasonable goal that they're going to get to. Yeah,
couldn't afford it. So so there are exceptions, but most people don't know about them. You can buy stock directly from corporations without going through a broker, and most people don't know that.
Yeah.
But I think resolving to educate oneself, and especially one's children, because if your 12-year-old gets to be a multimillionaire when they're older, then they can take care of you.
Absolutely. Guess what? They got you a good wing in the house there down there. With your own craft room or whatever, that area. Absolutely. But here's the thing too, it's and technology has worked to our advantage, and some of this kind of information is now available to everybody, the lay person alike. And and in theory, if you know how to open up an app, you can buy a stock nowadays,
That's dangerous stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's the good, the bad, the ugly there. That's great that you have that ease of access, but if you don't go in knowing what you're doing, you can also easily destroy your financial future too. I mean, because if you don't do this right, you literally could put yourself in a whole world of hurt.
There are bad investments out there, sure, and they're usually the ones that get the news.
So now more than ever, I think it's more important to educate and talk about, you don't have to go over every stock with them and say this is good, this is bad, but at least get them to the understanding. Look, if you're going to buy stocks and things, talk to experts, do your research. Just don't go on a trend that everyone's doing and buy it because your buddy said you're going to make a bunch of money off this.
Yeah.
Do your own research and before you pull the trigger on anything like that.
Yeah, Bitcoin would be an example of something that I would say is probably not a safe investment.
Sure.
Another article I was reading was in 2021, last year, more money went into the stock market in that 1 year than the prior 20 years.
Wow.
That is scary.
Yeah.
That is scary. And ooh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you big risk, big reward. I mean, there's always that thing, but if you don't know what you're doing, the risk is going to be much bigger than the reward. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
In most things, driving a car, investing, if you don't know what you're doing.
And unfortunately, there's enough people that get lucky every once in a while, and everyone thinks that they can get that lucky too. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to ruin your life. That's what's going to happen.
Well, and for the last 2 years, that's what people have mostly seen is that the market only goes up. And they make all this money on meme stocks or Bitcoin or GameStop or Robinhood. And oh, my God.
It's no different than when I was a kid. When I was in 20s and all that, the dot-coms were booming, and it seemed like anybody that could get a website together was going to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? And for a hot minute, that was the case. But that fell out real quick. And next thing you know, all these companies, some that got quite large, there was companies like Excite. And you're like, who the heck's Excite? Exactly. They were like up there with Yahoo and all those. Now Yahoo's starting to go that way too, but they were right there with AOL and Google and all that. And now Excite is a afterthought in something. But there was a lot of billionaires that aren't billionaires or even millionaires anymore, and that got to be billionaires real quick. And next thing you know, now they're sitting probably at a gas station looking for a job somewhere.
Well, sooner or later it blows up and things go south. When the 1929, the big market crash, how many car companies were there in America at that time? Any idea?
One?
Close to 100.
Oh, really? That many?
Yeah. Not many survived.
Yeah. Well, and now that I think about it, wasn't that like the one thing, like during the Depression, or no one had a house, no one had a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out, but they had a car. Because everybody could get a car. Is that? I think I remember reading something about that. Like during the Depression era, like a lot of people even had cars, but no house or nothing, just because there were so many of them and readily available. I thought I remember reading that somewhere.
Don't know about that.
Yeah.
But the market crash, wiped a lot of them out, just like the .com wiped out a lot of .com folks. And so now we've got people doing all these. Almost day trading like they were doing in 1998.
Yeah.
And it didn't end well then. It's not going to end well now. So read history, folks. So when you talk to your children about things, you don't tell them dumb stuff.
Absolutely. Well, we're about out of time, but I can tell you this. There is no shortcuts in life. I know there's a lot of times, and you think there's a get rich quick or a shorter path to get your goal. And 9 times out of 10, that is not true. The only way to do it is the hard way.
Yep.
Dedication, hard work, do your time, do your studying, do your due diligence. And then, and only then, you're probably got a good chance of coming out successful.
Very true. Very true.
Yep. It's just a life you're going to learn that hard lesson in many different facets. You're going to be watching TV and think there's some magic drug that's going to make you lose 10 pounds overnight. And sure, it might, but it might kill you later. And that's the thing is, if you want to be healthy, guess what? You got to eat healthy. You got to work out. You got to do all those things. It's no different in life. If you want to have sound financial planning, you've got to do the work and do the time to make that happen.
Put in the time and effort. Educate yourself. Absolutely.
Well, we got a little fact or fiction to wrap this up with here.
Well, so so in German, the word for child is, do you know?
German? No, I don't know German.
Kind, K-I-N-D.
Okay.
So it's one kind, and the plural is kinder.
Kinder.
That's why it's called kindergarten.
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense.
It's children's garden.
Yeah, okay.
Huh, who knew, huh?
I never thought two words about it, but as soon as you say that, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it probably, when you hear of all the different other machinations of kinder, this and that, all related. Okay.
So a story I heard once that I think is kind of funny is back in the 70s, the airport at Frankfurt underwent huge renovations, and they changed up several of the runways and what directions they went. So after the renovations, this British Airways plane comes in, and the pilot takes the wrong turn. He's going the wrong way on the runway.
Oops.
Not easy to fix. And so when the tower guys just went off on him, and all airport stuff is in English. It's always in English. It's just how the world does it.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the Frankfurt air traffic controller just goes off on the pilot on an open mic. So every plane around the airport
makes an example out of it.
In the air, on the ground, here in the sky, just go off. Oh, you're so stupid. I can't believe you took the wrong turn. Where did you get your pilot's license? Blah, 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 blah. And ends with, haven't you ever been to Frankfurt before? And the British pilot says, well, yeah, but it was dark. It was 1945. We didn't stop. Silence. Squash that down real quick.
By the way, you're welcome. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering, well, how'd that end? Go pick up a history book. You'll figure
Exactly, yeah. Go to the library, get a real book.
That's right. Oh, that's funny.
Well, thank you so much, Mike.
As always, appreciate the conversation here. We'll see you next time. And, of course, if anybody has any legal issues here, especially when it comes to family law or anything like that, BristolLawOffice.com. You can set up through there an appointment to sit and have a consultation with Matt and go from there, whether you need more legal advice or just a couple things, and go on about your day. He'll be happy to help you out there.
Come see us, give us a call, and thank you again, Mike. Enjoyed it.
Every time. Appreciate you. All right, it is 7:58. Quick break before news. Don't go away.
Happiness isn't about getting what you want all the time. It's about loving what you have and being grateful for it. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smitherman for The Joy of Marriage.
As people, we can get so focused on what we don't have, we don't appreciate what we do have. We can make ourselves miserable, angry, and even depressed by focusing our thoughts and words on the negative. Take a look around and find something to be grateful for that your spouse does. It will change your attitude in your marriage.
1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "No matter what happens, always be thankful, for this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus."
Take it from me, I was such a negative person, but by renewing my mind with God's Word and learning to be thankful, it changed my life and greatly impacted my marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today. 208-2509. That's 208-2509.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
School students in Chicago are off for a fourth straight day as school leaders and the teachers union continue their dispute over remote learning and COVID-19 protocols. Fuel price analyst Trilby Lundberg says the average price of regular grade gasoline nationwide has dropped to $3.39 per gallon.
Houston is the low in our panel of cities at $2.79. San Francisco Bay is the high at $4.74. Between those, we have Atlanta with $3.35, Salt Lake City at $3.44, and also Boston at $3.44.
The average price of diesel is down a penny to $3.64 a gallon. New York City fire officials say a malfunctioning space heater sparked a fire that filled a high-rise Bronx apartment building with smoke, killing 19 people. City Fire Commissioner Daniel Nigro says the blaze is one of the worst in recent memory.
32 people were transported to hospitals in life-threatening condition. That is unprecedented in our city. The last time we had a loss of life that may be this horrific was at Happy Land Fire, which was over 30 years ago, also here in the Bronx.
The victims of the Sunday morning fire included 9 children. Damage wrought by Hurricane Ida in the U.S. state of Louisiana and the flash floods that hit Europe last summer have helped make 2021 one of the most expensive years for natural disasters. Reinsurance company Munich Re said the overall economic losses from natural disasters worldwide last year reached $280 billion. That makes it the fourth costliest year after 2011. On Wall Street, the Dow is off 399 points. The Nasdaq is down 316. More on these stories at townhall.com.
So I invested in one of those fancy new exercise bikes. Without a doubt, a very special tool to help me get healthier. The problem is 3 days go by, then 4, and I've done nothing. And then it's night 5, and I'm sitting at the kitchen table, and I look down at myself, and I can't help but just laugh. Because there I am, wearing the exercise t-shirt that came with the bike, and I'm eating 2 corn dogs. And I think we'd all agree, the special tool only matters if we use it to our benefit. At United Faith Mortgage, we believe we have an advantageous tool for you. Our mortgage team is an arm of a bigger company who is a direct lender, which means our company gets to use its own money and make its own decisions. There's no middleman. And often, this allows us to get you a better rate on your refinance or new home purchase, which can save you monthly and lifelong money. We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Meadow Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
Tennis star Novak Djokovic has been released from detention in Australia, but it's not known for certain whether he'll make it to the Australian Open.
We know that as it stands, Novak Djokovic is free from detention, is allowed to take part in the Australian Open. The judge has overruled the decision to revoke his visa. But we also understand that the government lawyer said that the immigration minister, that essentially the federal government, could exercise their executive rights and cancel his visa. On what grounds, it's still unclear. But it doesn't seem to be completely over despite the celebrations.
That's BBC correspondent Shaima Khalil reporting from Melbourne. Italy is targeting the unvaccinated with a host of new coronavirus restrictions. As of Monday, proof of vaccination or a recent infection is required to access public transport, coffee shops, hotels, gyms, and other everyday activities. News and analysis at townhall.com. Myanmar's ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi has been sentenced to 4 more years in prison.
A legal official says the court sentenced Suu Kyi after finding her guilty of illegally importing and possessing walkie-talkies and violating coronavirus restrictions. The Nobel Peace Prize laureate was convicted last month on 2 other charges and given a 4-year sentence then, which was then halved by the head of the military-installed government. The cases are among a dozen brought against Suu Kyi since the army seized power last February, ousting her elected government.
That's correspondent Charles de Ledesma reporting. Senior U.S. and Russian officials have formally launched special talks on strategic stability as part of a flurry of diplomatic activity in Europe this week aimed at diffusing tensions over a Russian military buildup on the border with Ukraine. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
Interesting. Good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy close-up show on Fresh.
Jeez.
Yeah, our camera.
Why is it like right on me?
Because
listen, America. Wish I had more to say.
Here's what's going on, Sean. This box here is not talking.
Oh.
So this camera, that's the guest cam, is not talking to Tanner.
I see.
So that camera is.
I can't help but spike. See, this is why I can never work in Hollywood. I got to spike the camera every time I see it.
So today you get the guest cam, which is that, and then me.
Wow.
Which you don't get to see me. Which, yay.
You want to run over here real quick just to let me know you're here?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
This is odd.
My voice is my.
By the way, I guess this is a great time to thank the fine folks at Carabelli Dental for just a fantastic job. I mean,
yeah, look at that. It's beautiful.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
They know what they're doing, folks. That's a winning smile right there.
I think for the course of the day, you just talk to me normal.
Right.
But every once in a while, turn to that camera and say, and that's what I think.
Oh.
Ding!
You know, if you want to know how I feel, I think you should go see Carabelli Dental. Oh, I pulled a Tanner. I strong-handed the bell.
I like it.
Heavy-handed the bell.
Well,
okay.
So that'll be today's cam, today's view.
So I see if I can look at myself real quick and then look back.
Yeah. No. There's not enough delay for you
really
to do
isn't.
it. Sorry.
This is fun.
It's kind of neat.
It's a whole new added aspect.
And you get to see another perspective of the of the studio. See, like for instance, there's many things on that display shelf that don't get.
Yeah, this whole
camera
section
time.
never gets any attention. By
Now,
the way,
it's got plenty of camera time. See, this display of my Redskins Kleenex, my UFO Festival Frisbee, various bacon flavored products.
Unopened peanut butter and jelly soda.
Peanut butter and jelly soda that's not open. All of them should be unopened, I think. Yeah, we have various flavors of things, cups and what have you. So.
You know, that does present a whole new challenge.
What's that?
We could just crack open an unopened soda.
Ugh.
I've always wanted to do one of those years old soda challenges.
I'm not up for it today.
Come on. Well, not today, obviously. I don't think botulism is something we want to seek out on a Monday morning, but, you know.
I'm good.
I feel bad that I just shut the door on the guest.
Oh, no. We shut it to see the thing.
It's for visualization purposes. Can we at least zoom out? I feel like it's super close.
He's like, no, I'm going to keep it right here.
I'm incredibly paranoid about it.
I think it's funny. I like it. I think it's a bell ringer.
The day I chose to not do my hair, I was just like, yeah, wear a hat today.
Oh, he's zooming right in on that.
Oh,
one.
God.
Look at that. We can count nose hairs.
Yeah, you really could. We're in HD now. You're leaving your standard definition behind, boy.
That's how you get HD. Just zoom in.
Just zoom straight in. Glad I shaved last night, actually.
I don't think I did. I didn't. I showered this morning, but I did not shave. Sorry.
No?
I didn't feel like it.
Understandable.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, every now and again. I was feeling extra scraggly, so I was like, yeah, now's the time.
I need to get the trim, full-on trim.
The trim. That sounds like something you get in Chinatown.
No, I'm due to start trim the beard down and like the mustache and everything and all that's getting a little out of hand.
So yesterday, I officially, I shouldn't say turned in, but I turned in the kids yesterday. I gave them back to mom. The quarantine was over, so they can go back to mom's house.
She's doing better.
Yeah, so
good.
She's feeling much better. The whole house is doing a whole lot better. So they went back to mom's house, and I looked at myself in the mirror after 5 days of just like in the trenches of parenthood, having not looked at myself in a mirror the entire time, like, oh God. So yeah, there were some things that needed to be fixed.
All right. Well, good. Now you're feeling bright-eyed.
A little bit more like myself, save the hair.
There you go. That's why I got your big hat on.
But I'm like, I'm on a second camera. Nobody's going to be paying attention to me today. So, I don't need to be necessarily camera ready, do I?
I love that you zoomed in even more when you did that. Oh, that's
wow,
funny.
that's real messed up looking back on that one.
Now you're gonna be inside your ear.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this later. I'm gonna watch it back.
Man, you're doing like an ear colonoscopy on the guy.
I'm glad I'm on the dude. Okay, so this is, I don't know if this is just like an old guy thing now, but I'm starting to get hair right here on the tips of my.
Yeah, stinks, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm like, am I supposed to trim that or?
If I notice it, I do. But a lot of times the barber catches it before I do.
Yeah, I don't usually notice it.
Where I get it is right here.
Oh, on the outskirts.
On the lip of the ring of the ear.
On the rim.
Yeah, on the rim of like a salted glass.
I haven't gotten that
on my
yet.
ear there.
I haven't gotten that. I'm getting it in a real I don't know if you want to call it Jewy area, just like right there on the in the inside of the ear almost.
How about your eyebrow situation?
No, I'm pretty good there.
No.
I don't have any like Abe Vigoda-ism going on yet.
No, I get the wild hairs that just start like, hey,
I
how
get
you
like
doing?
one or two that's just like that long, just randomly.
Like, and it grows overnight or something. It's like it's not there the day before. The next day I wake up and there's this one hair like, hey, how's it going? What are you doing? Hey, what's happening over here?
Just checking in.
How you doing? Yeah, hey.
Yeah, when your face has a cowlick, that's always awkward.
See, then we got to see that. It wasn't on camera.
Yeah, they really
I
didn't.
did a whole thing and all that. Yeah.
I don't know when he zooms in on me either. Because this shot remains stationary when he zooms, so I have no idea.
That's right. Yeah, the camera does not move. It just sits there. But let me tell you what we got going on for this hour of the show. After we're done checking out Sean's ear hair, we're gonna we're going to have Bob Lavarakis join us. He's been on show several times, sharing his story and talking faith with us a little bit. He's going to give us an update, talk with us here in just a few. And then we'll that's pretty much we'll take this hour. And then, of course, we'll get you up to date with news, town hall business update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. It's pretty funny.
It is.
I kind of dig it.
Is.
He's like, all right, we're going to get rid of it. It is 13 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over eastern New Mexico and fair weather to start the week. Some sun and some clouds this morning, and then turning sunny by afternoon. Our high in the low 50s. Overnight will turn cloudy again, and we drop to about 30, and then a few degrees warmer on Tuesday. Should be pretty nice, mostly sunny, and about 55. We're back in the low 60s by Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 22 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 57%. Winds currently out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Today, 50s, low 50s, mostly sunny, 52 for a high today. Winds will be calm out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour, so that's good. Tonight, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 27. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 50s tomorrow, 58 officially. Looks like south winds at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 27. Winds be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, back into the mid-60s. Mostly sunny, 64 for a high. North winds 5 to 10. Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 67. And then Friday and the weekend, there is a chance of rain Friday night. During the day, Friday, mostly sunny, 67, but a 20% chance of rain Friday night. Partly cloudy, overnight low of 31, and cooler temperatures with a chance of rain Saturday. 20% chance of showers, partly cloudy, highs only near 50, and then sunny with highs in the upper 50s on Sunday. All right, it is 8:15. We're going to go ahead and take a 4-minute break, and then Bob will join us here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455. Roswell is our home. That's why we've all got to do our part to stop illegal dumping. Throwing your trash, clutter, or yard debris in the alleys, sidewalks, or streets is a crime, and it takes time and money to clean it up. Those caught dumping illegally can face fines of up to $500. You can help by taking your waste to the landfill once a month for free with a paid water bill. Call the City of Roswell Solid Waste Department for more information at 575-624-6746. Help keep Roswell clean. After all, do you want your kids to grow up in a dump?
What does paying 33 cents a day for health insurance sound like? Yeah, kind of like that. Open enrollment is on now, and you may be able to get health insurance for 33 cents a day. And as New Mexico's health insurance marketplace, BeWellNM makes finding health insurance and signing up easy and affordable. And our services are free. Call us at 1-833-862-3935 or visit BeWellNM.com to get the assistance you need and to get insured. Because you just never know.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical. Name to remember.
Move on over to the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in downtown Roswell. The Cow is stocked with fabrics and everything you need. And the Calico Cow is your destination for brand new Brothers sewing machines. Find out more and shop online at roswellquilting.com or move on over to the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in downtown Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Movie trailers were originally shown after the movie, which is why they're called trailers. Mike thought they named them after the mobile home. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, it's been about a year or so since we've had Bob in studio with us, but back after COVID and a bunch of other stuff, Bob Lavarak is back with us. Morning, Bob. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Everything. I'm glad to see you're back with us here and looking pretty good.
Thanks, Mike. Sure to appreciate you giving me the time to come and speak about a very vital ministry in town.
Yeah, absolutely. For folks that aren't familiar with Bob, you've been, how long have you been part of Roswell community now? It's been
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years now. And Bob, of course, with family and things, but Bob likes to raise awareness and kind of talk to people about, spiritual life and things. I know one thing that you see Bob, not so much recently, but, out in the public, talking about abortion and the pitfalls of that and things like that. And so that's kind of your mission, is to kind of warn people and educate people, about God, but warn people about really the consequences of not following the path of God.
Right.
Too.
Well, God is a loving God.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. Many, many other people do.
Sure.
He is loving, but he is also a just judge.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And here's the part that I love about it is we live our lives, we do our things. Sometimes we do things that are part of God's plan. Other times we slip from those paths and things. But the beauty of it is God always lets you back in. And that's no matter how far we stray, how far we screw up.
Yeah.
God always welcomes you back with open arms if you let him.
Yeah.
And
that's where his mercy steps in. He's a God of not of the first, second, or third chance, but of the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh.
Yeah. And you've experienced things that are pretty bleak in your life. I think all of us have had a moment or something in our life where you're like, am I going to come back from this or whatever? And unfortunately, humanity, that's, in our darkest times, that's when we seek God's help, and that's nothing wrong with that. But I want to remind folks that, turn to God when you don't need his help too,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And that's, God is not just there to bail you out in a pinch. And you know what I mean? And I feel we as humanity sometimes look at that as a crutch. And I'm like, no, that's not a relationship with God. That's hey, I'm going to live my life and God bail me out now. No, that's not how to live. That's not a godly life either. So,
right.
Sorry, I don't mean to take over. I just
go right ahead. Right ahead, preacher. You're doing great.
When I get in the conversations, I feel the need to chime in.
Right on, Pastor. Well, Mike, this ministry, the Jireh ministry, was started 30 years ago.
Okay.
By a multitude of women from First Baptist Church.
Okay.
They saw a spiritual need along with a physical need in the homeless of Roswell.
Okay.
And they acted upon this need. People might ask, where did you get the name
Jireh?
There are 7 redemptive names of God in the Bible. I'll just share 4. Jehovah Nissi, the Lord my refuge.
Okay.
Jehovah Sidkenu, the Lord who is our righteousness. Jehovah Shalom, the Lord is peace. And Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide.
Got you. That's I knew it was God will provide was kind of the message behind Jireh there. I didn't know exactly how that fit, but now when you're talking about the Jehovah and the different, it's kind of the different sects. I don't know if that's the right term either, but responsibilities of these various terms.
Yeah.
I would say.
Our vision is to continue this vital ministry to the homeless and less fortunate of Roswell. We seek not perfection, because our perfection is Jesus Christ.
Sure.
What we seek is excellence in the treatment and provision of these image bearers of God.
Sure.
Our need, especially this time of year, is taxing on the homeless. At times, snow, wind, rain, and cold, which is always present, brings challenges. We have a need for warm hats, jackets, thermals, gloves, and socks.
Gotcha.
Sleeping bags and blankets.
Gotcha.
In the wintertime, we see 15 to 20 people each Tuesday. On the average, we give away 15 jackets every Tuesday, and these numbers multiply by 4 each month. We changed a policy that used to be 1 visit per month to 1 visit every Tuesday.
Because the need's that great.
The need is that great.
Sure. And I'm sure there's probably folks that are coming to see you, and they may come get a jacket every week, but they're taking that jacket to one of their friends that isn't willing to come. You know what I mean? They're taking it and they're giving it back to their communities that they've established there in the homeless world.
If someone says, I want to get a jacket for someone, we're not going to put them through an FBI test.
Yeah.
You know,
but they're not. You can tell by their appearance and things. They're not making out on anything here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And the thing is that unfortunately in the homeless world society, theft. There are people that come back, and I believe them.
Absolutely.
I have no reason not to. But they say, Bob,
someone stole my jacket.
Someone stole my jacket. Someone stole this. Someone stole that.
Sure.
So
there's a lot of mental health running rampant through those same circles. That's unfortunately people that are homeless. It's not because they don't have the means to take care of themselves. They've lost the desire to be a part of society for whatever reason that is.
Yeah.
They fell from God's grace. I think. I really think that's part of where God, in some of these cases, maybe feel God has abandoned them and they're done with it.
Yeah.
And so, part of you got to kill them with kindness and remind them what God's love really is, and because right now they don't believe it. You know what I mean? And because of the scenarios and the situations they're put in, you got to crack through that nut first before you get them to maybe come back into the fold.
Right. And you're spot on, Mike. Is the homeless are very intelligent people, and they know when someone is trying to manipulate, or they say something that is coming from someone that might be a hypocrite.
Sure.
They'll pick that out in a second, and they have the right to say, leave me alone.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, you're here for different reasons. Yeah, you're right.
Just to continue about Jireh, we do not judge anyone by or turn anyone away regardless of gender, nationality, race, or religion.
If they're a human being and need help, you're willing to sit down and help them.
Right on.
There you go.
Our reason is to serve. Matthew 25:23 says, his Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant, not volunteer, not worker, but servant.
Yeah.
You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. And Matthew 20:28 says, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Just think.
Mm-hmm.
Very God of heaven, Jesus Christ, stepped down from his glory, the glory of heaven. Angels, millions of angels praising him.
Yeah.
And he created the earth perfectly. Adam and Eve messed it up. And Jesus could have stayed in heaven and said, no, I'm not coming down there. I'm not coming down to that mess.
I'm good, yeah.
But he came down for 33 years.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. I and my Father are one. And he served. He did not come to be served.
Mm-hmm.
To think the God of heaven wants to serve us.
Yep. And that's why we spend our lives serving him.
Right.
Yeah.
We at Jireh are inviting all people of Roswell to the opportunity to join us and experience the blessing to the Lord and to the homeless. We offer all clothing free of charge.
Okay.
And none of the servants at Jireh receive financial compensation.
They do it all for the kindness of serving God, basically.
The thing is, Mike, is I can't live this Christian life on my own. I can't. It's impossible.
Sure.
That's why I need the Holy Spirit. That's why I need the Lord Jesus Christ and his mercy. Then I can do it from a standpoint of not working to get me to heaven, but because I am saved, I serve.
Sure.
And the thing is I'll say this, Mike. Before I became a Christian, I used to drive down the street in big cities, and I'd look at the homeless, and I'd say, "Thank you, Lord, that I'm not like them."
Sure. Look at them. I'm lucky I'm not those people.
Yeah. And I would snub my nose at them and just thought, and then November 8th, 1982, I met the risen Christ. Changed my mind, changed my heart. And now it is a joy and a pleasure to serve my Lord in serving the homeless. It's more than just, when we have Gyra, which is Tuesdays from 1 to 3 in the Moore building at First Baptist. First thing we say is, we love you, we care for you, we're not here to judge you. Because people say, well, Bob, how do you know that you're not judging? Well, if I was living by my old sin nature, I would see people come in the door and I'd tell them to leave. And that's a judgment.
Or
and that's not right.
Or saying you deserve or you don't deserve.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I've not walked in those shoes. I'm not the one who has the ability to say whether you deserve or not deserve something. Right. That's God's. I'm here to serve God, and I'm going to take care of God's creatures in the best way that I can. And then God is the one who decides who's worthy and who's not worthy.
Right.
And that's how it works,
All we're being is obedient. That's all.
Yeah.
And there can be times where might question someone, in my mind, leaving with 3 or 4 jeans. Well, that's between them and God.
Sure.
I'm just being obedient and letting, figuring this person needs those.
Sure.
And that's between him or her and God.
Well, and to be honest, when we serve God and what makes you, the individual, feel better when you're serving God is you got to take the judgment out of it. You got to just say, I'm here as a vessel to try to help other people. How they got in that situation, why they're in that situation, where they're going after that situation, is not up to my power. That's not my power. My power is I have this person in front of me right now. They need help. What can I do to help them?
Right.
And hope and pray that your help and your guidance maybe shines a little light or rubs a little off on this person to pay that forward and to maybe see God's plan in that act of kindness you're doing for that person. And some days you're going to get the payout. Some days it's not going to happen. But that's life. Some people find God their own way. Some don't find it at all. But you can lead the horse to water, so to speak, and you're doing that by just being kind and helping a person in need. Right. And hopefully that message comes in. It's like, I'm here by myself. I'm homeless. I'm shutting myself off for society for whatever reasons. But odds are pretty good they've fallen off the path some way, shape, or form. Right. And anytime you're giving them blankets or providing a place for them to stay or giving them some kind of comfort, you're slowly chipping away at those walls and things that person has built up to protect themselves, that they've replaced God with this wall. And you're helping to chip that away, and hopefully some of God's light shines through that place you're chipping through and starts breaking away more of it. And you don't get to determine whether that happens or not.
Correct.
That's up to that individual and their decision with God. All you can do is help show them the way and hope they take it. And if they don't, you've done everything in your power to say, I tried to keep God's creature on the path here, or put them back on the path. Right. I will continue to help them every day, but until they make that decision themselves, all you can do is love and support until that happens. And then in essence, that's what you guys are doing, is just trying to find love and support for these folks, and hopefully they find a way to come back into God's fold here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Mike, the thing is we people ask me all the time, why are you doing this? Why Why are you giving these people a handout? Why this? Why that? Well, the bottom line is that, again, we're talking about God's in control here.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot judge their heart.
Absolutely.
God judges the heart. I do not know where that person is. Yes, I'll talk to them where their relationship with the Lord is,
sure,
or what's going on in their life. I don't know if they're really trying to get work or to try to not better themselves, but
sure,
but
they're trying to take advantage of opportunities, whether it's in nefarious to live or if it's some, it's not for you to judge that.
Yeah,
your judge is to help them, and God takes care of what they do with that help and how they respond to that help.
Yeah, because you see, the thing is I'm glad no one, when I was a wretched man before I came to Christ, I'm glad no one judged me. I am glad that no one said, Bob, God helps those who helps himself.
Sure.
Number one, that's not in the Bible. Number two, that's not true. The truth is, for God commended his love toward us, and while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us.
Yeah.
There is nothing I could do to clean myself up. And the same thing with the homeless. While they're in this position, what do we do for them?
Sure. Their experiences, their things traumatic things that happen in their life to put them in that scenario. And that's what we talk about when we're judging. If you walked the exact same path that person did, who's to say you're not in the same shoes that person is? And that's why we don't judge, because we don't come from the same place. We don't start off in the same place in this world. We end up in the same place, but we don't start off. Some people start in a better position than others, and that's life. That's how but how you deal with the cards you're dealt, and that's that relationship with God, and you may got a better set of cards than that person dealt with. So it's not fair for you to judge, where they're at and how they're at. That's God's job. Our job is to be godly to each other, help that person, give that person what they need and want for there, and hopefully through example you start rubbing off on that person and saying, you know what, why is this person being nice to me? I've done nothing to them to warrant this kind of act of kindness. Maybe there's something more to this. Maybe I should look into that. And that's, at the end of the day, by helping people, you hope what happened is you hope that they say, why is this person being nice to me for no reason? Maybe I should ask some questions and explore that.
Right on.
And then you're like, yay, I got a foot in the door. And we're gonna get someone on the path here. But till that decision's made by the person on the other end, all we can do is keep loving. And that's what you guys are doing. Yeah.
Can I may I give the church church's address?
Absolutely. Address,
phone number,
websites, Facebook, anything we can to get people to get in touch with you guys.
Phone number for the secretary at First Baptist Church is 575.
You don't remember the rest?
No, I do.
Okay.
It's written out. I'm just waiting for that person to
write
get
it down.
A piece of paper.
Gotcha.
And 575-623 2640. Or you can bring your donations to First Baptist Church, 500 North Pennsylvania Avenue in Roswell.
Yeah.
The office is accessed by the west side of the building.
Okay, just a couple blocks up the street from where
Yes,
we're
sir.
at here downtown here.
Yeah.
And of course, I know they also have a Facebook page and everything as well. Through you can reach out through there, and they'll be happy to put you in touch with the right people you need to go to too. So if you have desire, and of course, come on down to the church, walk through the doors there, and they got a lot of great stuff going on at that church. So if you don't hit the right thing, because I know American Legion shares and stuff there, youth, of course, scouting, they've got a lot of lot of different organizations that call that church home.
Yeah. And if you'd like to just come by on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
The basement of the Moore building, on Tuesdays, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Very good.
If you'd like to come and serve,
yeah,
we will not turn you away.
Looking for ways to get involved, or an opportunity, or resource to gather items and things. I know there's a lot of great organizations that work with folks in our community, from homeless and things. And I know you guys probably partner with them when you can on some of these events and things. So we have a great community of volunteers that get involved, and we're always looking for more.
Yeah.
So.
May I give a shout out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Harvest Ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Mark Green
does amazing work.
His full-time, part-time employees and the servants that serve there. I've been blessed. I've been given such a wonderful opportunity when I can to serve there. Amazing work.
Absolutely.
Just amazing work.
You want to talk about people that are just doing the Lord's work? We'll walk over to Harvest Ministries and go to. I'm through the Homeless Coalition, which is different, but kind of part of Harvest Ministries work. It's a separate entity, but it came from the fires of Harvest Ministry. Yeah. That great organization is kind of an offshoot of what goes on at Harvest Ministries there, and sounds like a lot goes on at the church as well. We've got, and it is weird. I don't know why or explain it, but we have a large number of homeless people that call Roswell home. How that happened, I couldn't answer that question. I don't know. Maybe it's the weather. I don't know. But we have a large percentage, and we've got a lot of great people that try to minister to and help to that community as much as possible. Some want to come out of it, some don't. That's just the nature of that thing. But if we kill them with kindness, and I keep saying that, and I don't want to say it, don't take it what I mean, but in essence, keep showing love, keep showing that we love and care. Eventually, that's going to sink home, and they're going to say, you know what, maybe I'm wrong about people and things. Let me get my path back on here. And sometimes it takes a lot of browbeating. Sometimes it doesn't. It's human beings. Sometimes we're stubborn as mules. Others we're a little more receptive to it. It's just how we are. That's so. Please come on out Tuesdays and come First Baptist Church. Give out that phone number one more time if you don't mind, Bob. That way they can write it down, or if like you said, if you look on their Facebook page, First Baptist Church, there you'll find links to everything too.
The number again is 575-623-2640.
Very good. 623-2640. 575-623-2640 is that number to call. And of course, come on out on Tuesdays from 1 to 3.
Yes, sir.
And that's at the Moore?
The Moore building.
The Moore building. Yes. Very good. Awesome. Is there anything we missed, Bob, that we wanted to share?
The thing is, Mike, is you're talking about some people don't want to come out of homelessness.
Yeah.
It's just like some people don't want to come out. Some people don't want to stop being liars.
Sure.
Thieves,
or dependent on drugs or
drug abusers.
They found their comfortable niche and they're living it,
Blasphemers. People that covet. That's why Jesus came. He came to change your heart, and he's our only hope.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
He is our only hope.
And the good news is you can turn it around anytime. There is never too late a chance. I don't care how deep a hole you've dug yourself in. I don't care if you're on your deathbed. If you're on your deathbed and you're ready to talk, reach out.
The thief on the cross.
Yeah, exactly.
He never had a chance to get down off the cross and do good works or be baptized, or he trusted in that man that was dying on the cross for him, Jesus Christ.
All you got to do is accept and willing and accept it. That's it. That's all. That's the only requirement. That is it. That's it. You just got to accept, have faith, and you'll be shown. And I believe that in my heart. Am I an expert in the Bible? Or not even close. There's lots of parts that I don't know, and I don't. You start getting into some of the names and terms, and my eyes get glassy-eyed as can be. But I have faith, and I know that I may not know all the details, but I know God has a plan, and I'm part of it, and I'm going to keep serving in my life as best I can. And at the end of the day, it's all going to work out.
Yeah. And what you had to say about knowing, how can we understand an infinite God?
Mm-hmm.
How can our 3-pound brains understand everything?
Yeah.
But what he does let us understand, we take that and we run with it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you do, and you try to live in that path. And I guarantee if you do, regardless of what happens, you're going to be okay. Yeah. Regardless of what obstacles get thrown in your path, regardless of moments in life that seem insurmountable, you'll be okay. You will get, this too shall pass, and you will be fine. Bob, as always, appreciate the visit. Well, I'd love to get you back in now that you've been battling and getting healthy again here. We'd love to bring you in some more and keep especially this great organization, keep that on the forefront of people's brains. And
yes, sir.
And as I've been saying, we're at a time of year where it's the beginning of the year and people talk about New Year's resolutions and things. And now that we're a good week and 2 weeks into the new year, people have already blown those and forgot about their losing weight or whatever they're going to do. I'd say the one thing that you can keep doing is get involved. Go and help other people. Get involved. Maybe it's through Christ. Maybe it's going to take you a minute to get through Christ. But find a passion. Find something, whether it's animals, whether it's children, whether it's domestic violence, whatever your passion is, find a way to help those organizations and find a way to make a difference. It's going to make our community a much better place.
Yeah.
If everyone just picked we got 50,000 people here. If we got one, each of them, we'll say half, because we'll say there's a bunch of kids, but if 25,000 people picked their one organization that they're passionate about and volunteered or donated or did things, you know how much better our community would be? And that's Christ's message too. It's the same one. You just don't realize it. Part of it is. But once you start going down that path, you're going to find out, oh, you know what? I'm living like Christ and realizing that's what it is, and didn't even realize that's what Christ is about. And I don't care if you got to learn the long way or the short way. Doesn't matter. As long as you learn it and you take that path and you get there. So find a way to get on that path.
Yes, sir.
So, well, Bob, as always, God bless you and your family, and look forward to another visit here down the road.
Yes, sir. Thank you again.
All right. Take care. And hopefully 2022 brings you a much healthier year this year.
Thanks, Mike.
Anytime. It is 8:47. Let's pause for some news. We also got your SM business update and some commercial breaks coming up, because that's how I pay for lunch. That's coming up next. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Friday, the New Mexico Department of Health renewed public health orders related to COVID-19, and that includes a requirement to wear masks in public and vaccination requirements for some workers. The public health orders come as case numbers reach highs not seen since 2020, and as hospitals around the state continue to operate under crisis standards of care. A Hobbs mother has been captured after police said she was seen on surveillance video throwing her newborn baby in a trash dumpster behind a business and then leaving the scene. The discovery made behind buildings in the 1400 block of North Thorpe in Hobbs Friday night. 18-year-old Alexis Avila has reportedly confessed, to placing the baby in a black trash bag and then throwing it in the trash dumpster. Avila is due in court for an arraignment hearing today. She's charged with child abuse and attempted murder. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 95% of people text things they could never say in person. Check your text messages. We just sent you something. Here's Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over eastern New Mexico and fair weather to start the week. Some sun and some clouds this morning, and then turning sunny by afternoon. Our high in the low 50s. Overnight will turn cloudy again, and we drop to about 30, and then a few degrees warmer on Tuesday. Should be pretty nice, mostly sunny, and about 55. We're back in the low 60s by Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The nation's unemployment rate fell in December to 3.9%. It's a pandemic low, even as employers added a modest 199,000 jobs. Evidence that they are struggling to fill jobs, with many Americans reluctant to return to the workforce. Alaska Airlines said it will trim its schedule by about 10% for the rest of January as it deals with unprecedented numbers of employees calling in sick during the current COVID-19 surge. The move by Alaska is similar to a decision last week by JetBlue Airways to cut about 1,300 flights through mid-January. Alaska's announcement came on a day in which more than 2,100 U.S. flights were canceled by early evening on the East Coast, according to tracking service FlightAware. On Wall Street, the Dow down 4 points, the Nasdaq down 145, and the S&P 500 down 19 points. With the SRN News Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925, we have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
What does it mean to be a world-class university? To start, being ranked in the top 2% of universities in the world, and to be the only designated R1 highest research activity university in the state. It's about creating the most opportunities for students. And at the University of New Mexico, we do just that by offering affordable, top-tier education year after year and awarding millions in scholarships to our students. So, what are you waiting for? Apply to UNM at apply.unm.edu.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Valley Cafe is now open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located inside the 180 Youth Building across from Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try one of their signature creations like the Sweet and Spicy Burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, the chicken cordon bleu soup, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman Burger with creamy green chili sauce. Or swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school. Don't feel like leaving home? Order takeout from DoorDash.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel.
In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
The graphics are so real on this video game console I bought with the savings from switching to Progressive 10 years ago. I can't tell what's real and what's the game, which I think is what people want. In the future, which it is currently.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You cannot snore and dream at the same time, unless you're dreaming about snoring. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8:56. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15 or so. Lori Schatz with the Kiwanis Club of Roswell and Schatz Production will join us talking about a big concert February 19th at the Roswell Community Little Theater. Ted Vigil will be doing a John Denver show. Not only he looks just like him, better yet, he sounds just like him too. So we'll talk all about that concert next hour. Folks would like to donate blood here in Roswell. You have an opportunity this Friday, January 14th. They're going to be hosting a blood drive at the Vitalant office this Friday from 11 to 3. It's going to be inside there at the Vitalant office. If you'd like to get an appointment for this upcoming blood drive this Friday in Roswell, call or text Stephanie with Vitalant at 575-840-8178. Again, that's 575-840-8178. One more time, 575-840-8178. They're going to be tomorrow in Carlsbad. They're going to be at the United Way of Eddy County is the blood drive. The blood drive itself will take place at the Boys and Girls Club Event Center in Carlsbad at 206 East Pecan from 11 to 3 p.m. Once again, you can call or text Stephanie 575-840-8178 to get in on that blood drive tomorrow in Carlsbad. Folks in Artesia, your next blood drive will be this Wednesday, the 12th. They're going to be at Hotel Artesia in the meeting room from 1:30 to 5:30. Again, call or text Stephanie with Vitalant, 575-840-8178 to get an appointment. And then, like I said at the beginning here, for folks here in Roswell, your next blood drive will be this Friday from 11 to 3 at the Vitalant office here in Roswell. After that, our next opportunity to donate blood in Roswell will be on Tuesday, January 18th. A week from tomorrow, it'll be once again at the Vitalant office from 1 to 5. You can, again, call or text Stephanie with Vitalant to get an appointment, 575-840-8178. It's very easy to do. It's not hard to donate blood. It's actually, it's not bad. It's really, I know we build it up in our heads and we get worried about needles and all that stuff, but it's very easy. It's very relaxing. You go sit down, you get, they give you snacks afterwards because you got, to replace the blood, get your blood sugars and all that back to where they need to be. So you have snacks afterwards. Really nice. And you're really helping out, saving lives here in our community by your donating regularly that pint of blood. That's ensuring that there's blood supplies on the shelves anytime they need. I think on average, it's about a week from the time that blood leaves your arm and to the time it's going into a body to help somebody else is about a week in between there. And it's great. And if you've never done it before, they'll tell you your blood type if you're not familiar, and then you can get on a regular schedule where, once every month or two, a couple times a year, you go and donate blood. And we have some folks that are regulars. And I got an opportunity a couple years ago to interview a person that's donated well over 20 gallons of blood in the course of her lifetime there. and was keeping on going. And people like that are really saving lives every time they go. So give it interest or give a thought about doing it. Reach out and call Stephanie, 575-840-8178. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock. Time for some Town Hall News. We'll be back on the other side of Town Hall News. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Jeremy House. The wait continues for the Supreme Court's decision on whether to block at least one of the White House's mandates, namely requiring that workers at large companies be vaccinated or undergo frequent testing. Last week, the majority of justices expressed skepticism that the Biden administration has the legal power to impose the mandate. 19 people, including 9 children, have been killed in an apartment fire in New York City in one of the worst blazes in decades. City Fire Commissioner Daniel Nigro says his entire department is mourning.
We're all about saving lives, and the loss of one life is sad for us, much less 19 lives.
The fire at a Bronx apartment building was caused by a faulty space heater. President Biden's approval ratings have hit an all-time low.
A new poll shows President Biden's approval rating has dipped to 32%. This poll shows the lowest numbers are among 18 to 34-year-olds at 28%. He's also nearly 40 points underwater with independent voters. Pollsters at YouGov asked about 1,500 American adults about the state of the economy, the COVID-19 pandemic, inflation, and more. When asked whether the country is headed in the right direction, only 23% of respondents said yes, while 62% think we're on the wrong track. The latest Rasmussen Report polls show figures including 20% who strongly approve of the job Mr. Biden is doing and 49% who strongly disapprove. Bernie Bennett reporting.
As coronavirus cases spike in Mexico and tests become scarce, President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador has told Mexicans to just assume they had COVID-19 if they had symptoms. The number of confirmed cases spiked by 186% last week. Novak Djokovic has returned to the tennis court for training, having won a legal battle to stay in Australia and play in the Australian Open after his exemption from strict coronavirus rules was questioned. On Wall Street, the Dow is ahead 536 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
When was the last time you watched your home movies? If you're like most, there's a box in your closet of videotapes, film reels, and photos that don't get watched. Worse, they're degrading. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. 10 years ago, we started Legacy Box to help families convert their aging media to digital. Here's how it works. Fill Legacy Box with your camcorder tapes, film reels, and photos. We professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drives, or the cloud, ready to watch and share.
Legacy Box is the world's largest, most trusted home movie and photo digitizer. Over 450,000 families have used Legacy Box, and we've been featured on Good Morning America, Rachel Ray, and The Today Show.
Dust off those recorded moments and preserve your family's history so it can be easily passed down for generations. Experience peace of mind and enjoy reliving the glory days.
Order your Legacy Box today. Visit legacybox.com/LBOX for a limited time to get 40% off your order. That's legacybox.com/LBOX for 40% off. legacybox.com/LBOX.
A man in Maryland has been busted after he got stuck in a chimney.
At first, police didn't find anyone when a possible break-in was reported at 3 in the morning in a Silver Spring home. But police returned when residents said they heard noises. This time, they found the man stuck in the chimney. He was taken to a hospital under police escort after firefighters were able to free him. Police did say the man was not wearing a red suit and there was no sign of any reindeer on the roof. Jason Walker reporting.
The pandemic has receded as a top priority in many voters' minds to start 2022, with the economy and rising worries about inflation overshadowing coronavirus concerns. That potentially spells political trouble for Democrats heading into the midterm elections. A poll from the Associated Press finds just 37% of Americans say COVID-19 is a top priority. News and analysis at townhall.com. Children in Uganda have expressed their joy at finally returning to school nearly 2 years after they were closed because of COVID-19.
Schools have been instructed to put in place hand-washing facilities, make sure all students wear masks, and stay socially distanced inside classrooms. The government has said that all students who have not accessed any form of studying will be promoted to the next class. There will be targeted work to give them a chance to catch up. However, Uganda's National Planning Authority projected that at least 30% of all students who were in school before the pandemic may never return.
That's BBC correspondent Patience Satuhari reporting. Police body camera video shows a harrowing rescue in California where a small plane crashed on railroad tracks shortly after takeoff from a suburban Los Angeles airfield. The Federal Aviation Administration says the plane and a Metrolink train came roaring through only minutes later. More on these stories at Town Hall.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tracing Viernes.
Of Close Up with Sean Smalls right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. I was busy talking with Bob. I didn't look up at the camera. So
you can zoom back out now, Tanner, just any time. Thanks.
Oh, man.
I mean, at least it's my good side. It is my good side.
I don't know if I guess I have a good side, but I don't know.
Oh, I've definitely figured it out. This is very much the good side. See, because I mean, over here it's kind of like, I know there's not a lot. It's the facial hair situation is a little rougher over here than it is over here. For some reason, it just works better on this side.
I think it's because you have with every beard and hair and everything, there's a path, a
grain,
and usually one side is kind of against the grain where the other is with the grain.
My grain is very much like English literature, left to right.
Now, if I do it that way, my left side's my good side.
Yeah,
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This side, it's more falls in line than my right side.
Which is actually why I part where I part, because again, the good side, the more hair. I don't know.
But the part is on the left side and goes right when I part.
Yeah, my part is usually my part is on the right side that goes left. So actually, we differ.
Yeah, we could be like mirrors.
Ooh,
opposite.
Weird mirrors. Weirs.
And I don't know why the part is there. Just because that's how my hair was combed since I was, before I could do it myself.
It's the grain. I've since I've trained, my hair to have that specific part. It just goes there. And like if I miss it, like if I miss that specific part, my hair knows better. It's like no. It'll like flop over. It's like, I'm supposed to be over here, right?
The part is about an inch one way or another. It's off by a half a meter there.
It is. And it'll throw my whole day off. I'm like, I missed my part today.
Although in high school, I did part in the middle for about a year. About a year in high school, I did.
The 90s was real cruel to hairstyles, mine included, because the 90s introduced us to a style known as the Jonathan Taylor Thomas, a.k.a. the butt cut.
And actually, that was in the 80s before it went to the 90s.
But I mean, it really took off.
It was more feathered in the 80s.
It really took off. Yeah, it was very feathered in the 80s, but it really took off in the 90s with the fellas. The Jonathan Taylor Thomases, your what's the guy's name? Chris Hardwick. Back in the day, back in the singled out days.
If I remember right, wasn't
Eric Matthews, Boy Meets World? It was
Karate Kid.
Ralph Macchio?
No. The other guy. The bad guy.
Johnny?
Johnny. Didn't he have a butt cut?
He might have rocked a butt cut for a quick minute in the 90s.
I'm pretty sure in the first Karate Kid, he had the part in the middle with the feathered hair.
I'd have to go. Well, maybe with the feathers. Yeah, I'd have to go back and look. But see, this is different, though. We're talking about just straight, like almost like somebody went with a straightening iron on it, like that kind. And it's a heavier hair. I was never able to pull it off because I have a finer hair, so my hair didn't do that. I always wanted it to, like really, really bad.
Sure,
never would.
80s is the exact same cut except for it's poofed up.
Yeah,
it was feathered up, and that's the only difference. So, but I'm thinking guys like Adrian Zemed,
right?
Bachelor Party fame. He was another one of those poofy middle.
My dad grew up.
hair.
Well, the style that he had growing up was very much the style he tried to get me to acquiesce to, which was more along the lines of like I would call it Welcome Back Kotter John Travolta look.
Oh yeah,
like poofy up in the front. And kind of.
I do. I saw a picture of you, and I got to ask. I don't know. It was a couple weeks ago. I guess you were sharing old pics of you.
Yeah,
and with the family there and all that, and you and I think your brother in the picture had like curly hair.
Yeah.
Like, is that natural to you? Or
yeah, it really does. Now, I mean, like right now it's kind of flattened out and stuff, but I do have a natural kink or curl to my hair.
Yeah, I never noticed it. And then in that time period, you were kind of, it almost looked perm-like.
Yeah, I've calmed it down a lot over the years, but that's very much, my brother still has very much that same hairstyle.
Yeah, but I was just wondering, because I don't see you with that hair. I'm like, if you don't do anything to your hair, is that what it does?
Sort of.
Okay.
Just because and again, that's because of the fineness of it. It doesn't it's not heavy enough to hang, so it just sort of like clumps up.
But I mean, you got like a curl fro going on there.
Yeah,
you know?
if I let it run free, it will.
Yeah. See, I don't have that. Mine goes straight. Mine don't start curling till it gets out like here. And then
I've made that joke several times. My hair doesn't grow this way; it grows this way. Like if I let it go, I can throw out.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I used to could.
Yeah.
I don't know about.
No, mine will grow out and then come down. Like if it's short right now, it'll start out, and then I usually trim it to keep it from going out. But it'll go out and then come down.
This is such a inane conversation while Lori's sitting right there. But anyways, I don't. In a minute.
But I think everyone else has the same problem, so they're kind of like, "Oh yeah, I've got that problem too."
I spent most of my 20s not wearing a hat because I wanted to avoid Mike O'Malley hair.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to have that
lack thereof.
Well, just none in the middle, thing. So I still have
hair like mine, basically.
A bit of thinning there. But I'm not too proud of it. I do the Rogaine thing, do the biotin thing,
I gave up.
I don't do like the massaging, hairbrush or anything.
I got the biotin shampoo because that's what I bought. But I do nothing. I gave up. I could care less.
I grew up on mane and tail. I mean, that was the shampoo of the house. So
I'm like, whatever. It looks bad. I don't care.
I always thought it gave me a shiny coat.
There you go.
I was good with it. That and all the liver pate I was eating.
On that note, I'm stopping at liver pate.
One should. One usually should.
Lori Schott's going to join us here, representing Roswell Kiwanis and Schatz Productions, talking about the big Ted Vigil concert, the John Denver Tribute Show happening February the 19th at the Roswell Community Little Theater. So we're going to talk all about that with Lori here in just a few minutes. Before we do anything else, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on that weather. Milder temperatures, a little cooler first part, chance of rain, ever so slight, but a chance of rain for the last part of the week. Well, here it is. Enjoy.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over eastern New Mexico and fair weather to start the week. Some sun and some clouds this morning, and then turning sunny by afternoon. Our high in the low 50s. Overnight will turn cloudy again, and we drop to about 30, and then a few degrees warmer on Tuesday. Should be pretty nice, mostly sunny, and about 55. We're back in the low 60s by Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 35 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 44%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. Sunny today. Highs expected in the low 50s, 52 officially. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 27. Winds out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, mostly sunny, 58 for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 27. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, we're warming up into the 60s. 64 and sunny on Wednesday with winds out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at mostly sunny skies, a high of 67. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 67. And then Friday night, Saturday, we're looking at rain chances. A 20% chance of rain Friday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 31. 20% chance of rain Saturday, partly cloudy and cooler with highs only expected to reach 50. And then upper 50s on Sunday, mostly sunny, 57 for a high there. All right, it is 9:15. Real quick before we take a break, do you have the ultimate Wi-Fi experience in your home? Well, if you don't, you can, thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. With it, you can get fiber-to-home technology that is 100 times faster than the average household internet speed. They've got different options to fit your family's needs and budget. For instance, get their fast plan. That gets you true 100 megs of upload and download speed. You can get the faster plan that gives you true 500 megs of upload and download speed, and that's the same either way. Upload, a lot of times with DSL or cable, they'll promise you 100 megs of upload, but your upload is like 3. Not with Plateau Fiber. It's consistent upload and download. And if 500 gigs or 500 megs isn't enough for you, then how about 16 gigs? Their fastest plan, 16 gigs of upload and download speed. Expand your home Wi-Fi coverage with Plateau's Smart Home Wi-Fi. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, and trusted. Learn more by visiting their website, plateaufiber.com. Again, that's plateaufiber.com. All right, 9:16. We're going to take about a 3-minute commercial break here, and then Lori Schatz will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
When I'm ready for new furniture, I don't want to wait for it. I go to Glenn's Furniture, where everything is ready for immediate delivery. Beautiful power reclining furniture, gorgeous dining room sets and bedroom sets, and the world's most comfortable mattresses. Glenn's has the quality furniture I'm looking for at the best prices around, in stock and ready to go home. So don't wait around. Hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, delivering for free since 1953.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you could call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy. Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports. Attention dart enthusiasts, shooters, or just plain old chuckers. B&B Newsstand in downtown Artesia is the only place for quality dart supplies and dart boards. Plus, find wacky adult gifts like novelty socks and cup towels, Candleberry candles, Zippo lighters, and so much more. Come in and browse all the cool stuff at B&B Newsstand. You won't be disappointed. Root beer floats, Coke floats, and the best fountain drinks in town can only be found at B&B Newsstand on the corner of Main and Roselawn in downtown Artesia. Open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit nationalguard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The verb form of the word run has been calculated to have almost 650 different meanings. So think about that the next time you run up your tab at the bar and then run into a friend while you run away from the bartender. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Roswell Kiwanis and Schatz Productions, Lori Schatz back with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
How's the New Year's?
I'd like to stay that way. It was good.
Yeah.
I missed you when I came in, but I got a lovely interview with Sean, so that was good.
Yeah, I got stuck an extra day in Dallas, so...
Well, my little kitty has, I guess, an upper respiratory, and I was working with the vet because she was in Florida.
Okay.
And come to find out, 3 flights, 3 days in a row canceled. She's with her 2 little boys and husband. So then they rented a car to come back, and that wasn't happening anytime soon either.
Yeah.
So it was... take the cat in, the vet texts you, blah, blah, blah. They call her, she calls me. I mean, it was like this whole... So you were lucky to get back when you did.
That's what I said. I feel fortunate because I met people that were in the same boat, but like you said, it was day 2, day 3 of them trying to get out of Dallas, and it wasn't happening. And so I missed one day. I got in, and I left the next day.
Well, American Airlines says I must not have gone somewhere because of COVID. They're like, oh, you have this ticket that we said you can use through October of this year, but now you have to use it by the end of March.
Oh, wow.
And I'm thinking, why? You can't even get the people that you have scheduled.
Right. Sure you want to complicate things by pushing up my flight?
Right, because if then I get, if it happens to me again, then you're going to give me another ticket, and this is just going to be ridiculous. So I was trying to wait till everyone got back from New Year's to call them and say, hey, come on, let's be
after they've got more staffing to handle all that stuff.
Right.
But, yeah, they did me fine. I got put up in a decent hotel, had a steak dinner, and then I got on an airplane the next morning. So I can't complain. I did all right. I got an extra day of vacation.
If you got stuck, you really got, I was going to say, you really got a little bit of a free thing.
The only bad thing is I didn't have my luggage, so I wore the same clothes for a couple of days. So
I did that once when I went back to Ohio. I had my backpack, but not my...
Yeah.
But I kind of travel the way they tell you to at least keep something in the backpack.
Yeah, I had my meds and things. I just didn't have clothing. So I was...
Well, I haven't had underwear. I was so proud of myself. But if I would have been stuck another day, it would not have happened.
Let's just say I reserved the underwear wearing till I had to leave the room.
My Lord!
We had a whole lot of Mike and Kim in our hotel room when we were not going anywhere. A lot of dancing around in the nude.
Oh my God, that's funny! Oh, I'll never get that out of my head now.
A lot of people won't. But yes, but it was a.
So we added that up there with his name below so that people got the Because
I swear this is a doppelganger. There's something like did he get reincarnated as John? Something because I swear that picture.
Mm-hmm.
I would bet my paycheck that's John Denver. I just would. He looks just like him. I mean, it looks like one of his album covers. It just it's crazy.
And if you could see the bigger picture, it has the eagle in it, like from Rocky Mountain High. His album it has it over on the. Be our right side on the left side of the picture. So He does. It is a fundraiser for Roswell Community Little Theater for their roof.
Okay.
Still trying to raise all the funds to repair it.
Absolutely.
And then it's also a fundraiser for the Kiwanis of Roswell for the all-inclusive park that we're hopefully going to break ground for soon.
Yeah,
we did our celebration of location.
Everything's been done but break ground pretty much on that, right?
And we're still raising money.
And raising funds.
Right, we're still raising funds. We did get 1.5 from the governor, not this year. It was, I don't think it was even before last year.
Okay.
But because of COVID, haven't been able to use it. And also what you could get for 1.5, you can't now.
Sure.
So I know that
and that's why I was kind of curious because I know cities involved with it, but like ballpark,
the fiduciary.
Like, is there a magic number you guys have to hit before you can actually start breaking ground? Or
no,
anything?
there is enough in that account that we can start.
Gotcha. You just want to make sure you have enough to finish it.
We want to raise $100,000. I do not know where we are in that.
Okay.
I know we are not near that.
Sure.
But that's why the last time I had a concert, we also had a golf ball drop.
Right.
And we are going to do breakfast, pancakes. I'm like, what do Kiwanis do? Pancake breakfast. In March, I believe.
It's back again, huh?
It is back.
Good.
It's
I
on
took
a
year or
Saturday.
two off because of COVID.
I want to say it's the 19th of March. So that will be back, and there'll be more coming on
Do
that as well.
they have a location for that this year?
It will be the convention center.
Okay, so it's going to be back at convention
back
center.
at the convention center.
All right.
And I believe we were getting tickets to start selling on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. So
good.
We'll already be
If you haven't
hustling.
participated, I recommend you highly do. It's kind of a tradition here in Roswell. That Saturday in the spring, you just go get pancakes from the Kiwanis. It's just kind of how we do it. They have, I guess you could call them pancaketeers that specifically make shaped pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple people, and I hear they're back, that are your designated shape makers.
Yep.
And
some of them we only see at this event. They're members, but we only see at this event.
I think, isn't one of the shape makers like one of our state representatives? I thought when he's not representing the state, he's making Mickey Mouse pancakes.
Yes. I wasn't going to drop the name or say anything, but there you go. I'm not going to deny it. Yes, one of your state reps is a, what'd you call it? Pancaketeer.
There you go.
That's hard to say.
Pancaketeer.
So, yes, he is. So you can come and see that happen.
Yeah.
If you want to. And last time we also had a photo booth there just for fun. I don't know if that will be there again, but
it's a great breakfast. It's great.
There's always something else besides the breakfast going on, or you can come and just get it to go.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't want to hang out.
I do not know if we'll have it set up. I'm in another group in Artesia, starts with an A. That is like the sister group to Kiwanis, and we have a drive-through. We're not changing it. We're going to keep it a drive-through.
Okay.
A lot less cleanup, a lot less,
Sure. This one will be a dine-in or
This
carry-out.
is dine-in or carry-out. So I'm not sure if we will have a place where you can just pull up, take it, and go.
Okay. Or come in and grab it.
Doug Austin, who I know loves speaking on the radio, will probably be the one with all those details.
We will get him in here. We'll get him dragging and screaming, but we'll get him in here.
Exactly. And he'll be like, "Thanks, Lori."
Yeah, he's like, "Great. There's a big fat bus you just threw me under."
But so that's happening in March. But Kiwanis is raising money for that park, and some of the proceeds from this concert, the John Denver concert, will be going for that. It is on Saturday, February 19th at 2 and 7 o'clock.
It is 2 shows, a matinee and an evening show.
Right. And then you have 2 choices within that. You can do the VIP, which is highly recommended. I have some people that came and were not VIPs last time that are like, we're doing it this time. So
I got to be honest. The only way to do this event really is a VIP.
Yeah.
The $10 difference in ticket prices, you get so much more for your $10.
Right.
That I don't know why you wouldn't do it. I'm like, you really just are being a curmudgeon if you don't get that. Because you literally get access to the VIP room. It's going to be full of snacks and a place to hang out during intermission. And you know, it's...
You get to meet Ted before the show.
You get to meet Ted before the show. It's for $10 more, you get to turn it into a fun experience. And for $30... So for $40, you get all of that. For $30, you just get to sit and watch the show.
Right.
Why not pay $10 more or $20 if you get into, obviously, most people don't go alone.
Right.
And then go and enjoy some light finger foods and beverages and get to meet Ted and ask him how the heck you end up looking like John Denver. and all of that.
And it's only I lied to you, 5 days after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So it could be a Valentine's
Absolutely.
present. And come out and spend the afternoon. And then, of course, it is finger food, so we do highly encourage you to eat at a restaurant before here in Roswell or after, or go for drinks before,
Make
after.
it a dinner and a date.
Make it a day.
Yeah.
You can get those revenues going here in Roswell.
And both, whether you come for the matinee there at 2 or the evening performance at 7, you can get the VIP either way and all of that.
As long as we're not sold out. At the 7 last time, we were real close.
So
I
get
think
your
there
tickets
was 3 left.
Sooner rather than later.
I wanted to add more VIP, but my cohort in crime, Alethea, who's the president of the Roswell Community Little Theater, said, no, the VIP room can't hold anymore.
Gotcha.
So I was like, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
So we are only having a limited amount. I think it's a little over 30, so there's not a lot.
So first come, first serve on this.
Right. And we already have the 2 o'clock shows is already selling pretty well. It has not been in the newspaper yet. This has been the only place, along with Facebook, that I have advertised.
Good.
And on the radio down in
You're already getting
Artesia,
a good
but I
response.
will. Yeah.
Good.
But you will
as soon as
see
you
it in
open
the
it to
newspaper.
the paper, you're going to see a lot more people wanting tickets all of a sudden.
Yeah. That's what we're hoping for. So make sure you get your tickets early. And gifts. I've gotten 3 or 4 people that are coming, but they're dragging their neighbor, or they're coming and they're bringing, their daughter-in-law and son, it's going to be a really great show. Ted's father, who was here, as you said, was his private pilot for a while, and that's where John Denver's love of flying came. Was from his dad. His dad was not happy that he wanted to be a musician.
Yeah.
And folk music / protest-esque music.
Sure.
We're not happy with that either.
My son's growing up to be a hippie.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of the mindset.
It took a while to convince his dad, but obviously, he gave in and said you made the right choice.
By the way, you're just an iconic singer now, and and everybody on the planet knows who John Denver is. Even people don't know a John Denver song know who John Denver is. You know?
Right.
That's just how iconic he was.
And I actually didn't know that he was from Roswell until I started dealing with bringing in some shows, and I'm like, wow. And I did this research, and it was really great.
I learned it just living in Roswell. I learned that the 2 people I learned about was Demi Moore and John Denver.
Yeah, you told me about Demi Moore.
Demi Moore and John Denver.
I wasn't sure about Ted myself. I had never seen him perform this tribute, and I think I don't know if I told you this story or Sean, but I went to Phoenix to see a friend in a musical theater production at Broadway Palms, and they have screens up on the sides. And it's on Mondays, they're dark, like most theaters, and then they bring in acts, like a lot of people do that have dinner theater.
Sure.
To cover that day. And it was Ted that scrolled by, and I went and I talked to the owner. Oh, yeah, we've had him several times. He always sells out. He's great. So then that made me want to pursue even harder.
Sure.
Find the agent, find a way to get him in the area.
I wonder if, the Denver families, if he's on that radar and all of that stuff.
I know that the lead guitarist for John Denver is in contact with Ted and has done some things with him.
So he probably by default has the blessing of the family. And
I would think.
I mean, it's scary how much he looks like him. I mean, even if he's a 10th of this picture in real life, he's going to look like John Denver.
I mean, because even the Elvis impersonators, right? Like they dye their hair black, or they have the swoop, or
they add
have
something to
But you look at their face and say, that's not quite right. But this guy is
like he looks like he literally. That's how he rolled out of bed and said, "You know what? I'm going to put this hat on. I'm going to put these glasses on. I'm going to put this flannel shirt on." And by golly, I look just like John Denver.
I never saw it before now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, his face, the smile, like even the facial expression, the face, it looks like John Denver. It's just.
We've talked about the story. He went to do a talent contest, and someone asked him if he was going to sing John Denver, and he was like, he wasn't going to. Went and learned a song, came and won. So
I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, sure you related some way. I mean,
somehow
is there
There's
a
John
branch
Denver
in the
wood?
Yeah, some branch of that family tree ended up in the Denver family somewhere. Because man, you look like him.
So I've talked about a little bit about Kiwanis. They have the pancake breakfast coming up.
Yeah.
And we also have one of our honorary members is going to be in a pageant down in Artesia.
Oh, great.
On the 6th of February. She's going for Miss Volunteer, and if she wins New Mexico Crown, then she'll go for National. So
good luck
we
to
want
her.
to wish Malia all the best that day.
Awesome.
And then for Roswell Community Little Theater in January 28th, coming up at 7:30, one show. It's called Mission Improbable.
Okay.
They did auditions in December for this, and they've been rehearsing it. If you don't, improv is, if you watch...
Whose line is it anyway? That's probably the most famous improv that's out there.
And
yeah.
I mean, I think those guys are great.
They kill it every week.
I could never come up with anything that quick.
It takes a certain breed of people to be able to do that.
Because Alethea's like, are you interested? I said, I am terrible at improv.
You have to be able to think quick on your feet.
But you say it.
But you can't be like me. Like, I think quick on my feet, but everything I say doesn't always...
It's funny to you, but to no one else?
Yes.
That's my brother.
Yes. To me, like, that's hysterical. And everyone's giving me like, what is wrong with that dude?
Right.
And
I don't come up with it that quickly. I like to know what comes next. I don't like this shocky thing. Although I do like to perform live because if something does happen, you have to get out of it.
Sure.
Versus film where they can go back
and
redo it.
You feel more confident in working your way out of it.
Yeah, I don't like improv, throw it at you, go. No. So I am not in it, but January 28th at 7:30, you can get tickets online at their website. And then right after John Denver, they're doing Four Old Broads.
Yes.
And that starts February 25th. Friday and Saturday at 7:30, Sunday at 2:30.
And I heard that's going to be a funny play.
It's going to be really funny.
People are going to love a good comedy. That's going to be right in your wheelhouse.
And so they're going to be rehearsing when we bring in John Denver, and they've been kind enough to take the day off so we can have the John Denver.
They're going to sit and watch John Denver.
Yeah. Maybe, I hope so.
Four Old Broads going to watch John Denver.
I think it might be more than Four Old Broads.
I think you're right.
But that's what's going on at the Roswell Community Little Theater. And last time we said .org because someone had told me .org, and I got to tell you that's not right. It's .com. It's .com. So make sure, and it's theater, R-E.
Yes.
Not E-R. R-E is Old English. It means live theater. E-R means there's going to be a movie happening.
Yeah.
But with John Denver, it's not a movie per se, but he does have a slideshow of John Denver that will be going behind him as he's speaking about John Denver's life.
I'm sure poignant stuff that matches the song he's singing at the moment there. So very good.
All happening. So make sure that you get your tickets early.
Sooner rather than later.
Right.
I've said this. If you wait till a couple days before this show, I got a feeling it's going to be standing room only sold out. I think, because the caliber of the show, it's a John Denver tribute. John Denver crosses genres and circles and generations of people. And the fact that this guy looks and sounds so much like John Denver, it's going to be once people get the word out and realize, oh man, this is something I probably should check out, it's going to sell out quick. So you get the inside skinny here on the knowledge here. Go to RoswellTheater.com, again, TheAtre.com. Get tickets not only for the Ted V. Hill concert there, but get you tickets for Four Old Broads or for the
Mission Improbable.
The improv show here. Definitely want to get support those, but get your John V. or Ted V. Hill, your John Denver, Ted Denver, John V. Hill tickets.
We're coming up with our own show. You can also call 575-513-8119 for John Denver tickets. Again, VIP is $40.
Yes.
You will get your finger food, some wine, the best seats in the house, and meet Ted, who is playing John Denver.
Yes.
Before the show. Or you can get regular reserve seats for $30. Again, 575-513-8119, or go to RoswellCommunityLittleTheater.com and get tickets for all of their shows left in their season.
Absolutely.
But especially come to see John Denver, which is a fundraiser for the roof and also a fundraiser for the all-inclusive park for
the $30
iguanas.
tickets are great. You're going to see a great show. But if you have the opportunity, get the...
What is $10 more?
Yeah, get the VIP, because when they're gone, they're gone. But if you got an opportunity, because you're going to enjoy the show that much better, you're going to get a chance to mingle and have snacks and meet the man that's actually... So all those questions you have, you get to ask, or at least as much time as time allows there. And you get to talk with this guy and be like, dude, how did you end up here? And I'm sure he'd be happy to tell you that story. But this is the chance. I'm telling you, I'm a happier guy when I got food in my belly, a beverage in my hand, and things. I'm just it's a better experience. Like, oh, let's grab it's intermission. Let's grab some wine, or,
and again, it'll be open during intermission in the VIP room.
Yeah.
If you're not a VIP, there is a concession stand and all that money goes towards the roof.
Sure.
So if you want to get a soda or some candy or whatever, but all has to be eaten and consumed before you go back in the theater.
In the lobby there,
so there is a chance if you get the $30 tickets and you do want a snack, they will be available for a price.
Yeah.
So you might as well just include it in your price,
Absolutely.
right?
Go ahead and get the swag in there. And if you haven't been to the show, it's a great place to watch a show.
It's a great little theater, they do good work.
Roughly about 200 people, give or take. And there's not a bad seat in the house. So the VIP seating, technically, but there's no such thing as a bad seat. Wherever you're sitting there, it's going to be a great view of the performance there. The real swag is getting the food and snacks and get to meet Ted and all that.
And you also get to go a little bit backstage, which you don't usually get to do, right?
And they've done it. It's a cool thing. That's a cool building. If you ever get a chance to go behind the scenes, go do it, because they've got a big room that's just full of props and costumes that you could spend hours digging through that thing looking. They got, it's a warehouse back there because it's storage of many years of shows and things and set designs and all that. So the front of the house is a stage, and then right behind it, it's like a construction zone a little bit.
And if you haven't
really
been
cool.
there in a while, they used their grant to get the doors on the front done. And so the front looks different.
Yeah, the front looks beautiful.
So there used to be 2 glass doors, and people were confused where I go in. There's no confusion anymore.
Yeah,
it's very obvious where you go in, and the doors are really nice. And I'm really glad that they were able to get that grant and get that done.
Yeah, because if you remember back when it was the old, and this was actually before you came to this area, it was the Park Twin Theater. And you had 2 entrances there, one on either side there.
Right.
I'm assuming one to one theater, one to the other, or everyone goes in one out the other.
Yeah.
But so you're right. When it became a live theater, it's like, how come this door is always locked in? Because they don't want, usually there's props and decor up in the other one there. So now that's all been fixed. There's one door, and the lobby's beautiful. Like it's still got that old, because it's got a lot of marble and that kind of.
And on the floor, it has a comedy and tragedy mask.
Yeah,
it's just really cool.
It's very classy what they've done to that place. It's a beautiful facility, and the transformation from movie theater to live theater, they've done an amazing job with it. And especially if you know their old digs back behind the old Ford House, or not the Ford House. I point the wrong way. It's up here.
Right, that way in Virginia.
But
I did have someone ask me that. Oh, are you in Virginia? Is that where I'm going? And I'm like, don't go there.
No, they haven't been there in years.
This is on Union.
It is night and day nicer than that facility. It's just they
I'm waiting for someone to miss that curve and just smack right into the side of that thing.
I guess it's been there so long, people just know it at this point.
There?
They do it in their sleep. But when they move it, if they ever move it, that's when people are like, what happened? Something's not right here.
Right. That what do I want to say? I give sites to find out how to get places instead of directions.
Yeah, but absolutely, again, RoswellTheater.com, TheaTre, or call Lori here direct, 575-513-8119. And again, mark your calendars, February 19th, 2 p.m., 7 p.m. It is the John Denver Tribute Show, Ted V. Hill in concert at the Roswell Community Little Theater. Again, it's a fundraising event. Kiwanis Club are raising funds. Your ticket money is going to go, that portion of the ticket money is going to go towards the all-inclusive park that we hope to see some groundbreaking pretty soon on. And then for the Roswell Community Little Theater, all their portion of the funds are going to pay for that roof above their head. So the next time it rains, they can't only do Singing in the Rain as their only show in the theater.
And the next time I come, I'll bring pancake tickets so that we can talk more about that.
And get that on your radar,
too.
Yeah, that'll be in March. You got a little time here, but we'll start getting tickets out for that and get ready to get your pancake on, especially since I know it's been at least 1 year. Has it been 2 years since they've done it? 3 years. Jeez. Time's flying when you're not having fun. It's been that long. Dang.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Because they closed down right before we were going to do it.
Yeah. Man. That stinks. Well, it's coming back. That's the good thing.
Woo,
So.
woo.
Is there anything we missed, Lauren?
I don't think so.
Good deal. Well, off to your next 20 things.
Yes.
And we'll see you here next time. And folks, I'm telling you, don't delay on the John Denver stuff, because I know what's going to happen. There's always a group. You're going to wait till the week of, and there's going to be no tickets. You're like, hey, how can I get tickets? I'm like, you should have got them back in January. That's what you should have done.
Right.
Get them right now. Do it right now. Go to RoswellTheater.com. Get your tickets. So Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
All right. Sounds good.
Right. So don't get in too much trouble.
I won't.
I won't say any trouble because I know you better, but too much.
Right. Gotta have some fun, Mike.
Exactly. I know. That's what I do. 9:44. Let's pause for some local news. Sean Hannity update. Town Hall business. Quick break as well. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Friday, the New Mexico Department of Health renewed public health orders related to COVID-19, and that includes a requirement to wear masks in public and vaccination requirements for some workers. The public health orders come as case numbers reach highs not seen since 2020, and as hospitals around the state continue to operate under crisis standards of care. A Hobbs mother has been captured after police said she was seen on surveillance video throwing her newborn baby in a trash dumpster behind a business and then leaving the scene. The discovery made behind buildings in the 1400 block of North Thorpe in Hobbs Friday night. 18-year-old Alexis Avila has reportedly confessed, to placing the baby in a black trash bag and then throwing it in the trash dumpster. Avila is due in court for an arraignment hearing today. She's charged with child abuse and attempted murder. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Even the daily costs, hardly right-wing conservative media, are now showing that Biden now has a positive approval rating in only 3 states. Only 3. Now, that should tell you a lot. Out of all 50 states, only Hawaii, Massachusetts, and Vermont approve of Biden's performance. Even California and New York don't approve of it. Tell me one thing, if you're listening to my voice right now. Answer this question. Name one thing Biden has done that you can say he's done successfully. Nothing. Hasn't done anything. I mean, this country's in a mess.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Looking for a way to pay for that new home improvement you've been waiting for? Ready to consolidate credit card debt at a lower interest rate? Figure offers multiple loan options that can help you improve your finances. From mortgage refinances to home equity lines and personal loans, Figure can help you find the loan that's right for you. Figure takes all the stress and hassle out of the process. Apply 100% online at Figure.com and see your new rate in a few clicks. Figure out your finances at Figure.com. Figure Lending LLC. Equal Opportunity Lender. NMLS 1717824. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over eastern New Mexico and fair weather to start the week. Some sun and some clouds this morning, and then turning sunny by afternoon. Our high in the low 50s. Overnight will turn cloudy again, and we drop to about 30, and then a few degrees warmer on Tuesday. Should be pretty nice, mostly sunny, and about 55. We're back in the low 60s by Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. It was madness, I tell you, madness out in Ruidoso over the weekend. But Goddard found that the atmosphere suited their own personality. Goddard won 2 games out at Ruidoso's Mountain Madness on Friday and Saturday. Against Taos on Friday, this was the really exciting close game. 65-60. Goddard wins in overtime. Noah Reese scores 23 points, and Jarek Mendoza has 11. Against Santa Fe Prep on Saturday, Mendoza has 15, Damian Aragon has 10, and Goddard knocks off Santa Fe Prep 55-40. Goddard's now 6-8 on the season at Roswell tomorrow night. Roswell, well, they had the night off because on Friday night, Chaparral had to cancel that game at Chaparral. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With an SRN News Business Report, I'm Jeremy House. The average price of regular grade gasoline across the U.S. dropped another 2 cents over the past 3 weeks to $3.39 per gallon. However, fuel price analyst Trilby Lundberg says a jump in crude oil prices likely will bring the decline to an end.
If they don't retreat, we will see some of that action in gasoline because oil price hikes have not yet been passed through into wholesale or retail gasoline.
Nationwide, the highest average price for regular grade gas is in the San Francisco Bay Area at $4.74 a gallon. The lowest average is in Houston at $2.79 per gallon. The Labor Department serves up its December reading of inflation at the consumer level on Wednesday. Americans continue to face higher costs reflected in sharp annual increases in the Consumer Price Index. With an SRN News Business Report, I'm Jeremy House.
Drive into a year that's new with a vehicle that's new or new to you from your friends at the Tailgate Nation. Roswell Ford's inventory of pre-owned vehicles is bigger than it's ever been, the biggest in southeastern New Mexico. More than 140 excellent vehicles on the lot, just about every make and model of truck, including the popular Ford Super Duty. Plenty of SUVs, too, as well as luxury cars and sporty cars. Something for every family and every budget. All carefully inspected and fairly priced. And all come with a 3-day money-back guarantee so you can buy without being shy. If you have a really nice vehicle, Roswell Ford wants to buy it. We'll appraise it in about 20 minutes, then make you an offer that's better than other places. And Roswell Ford is now taking orders in person and online for the new Ford trucks and SUVs that will be arriving soon. So get your new year started right with a vehicle that's right from Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation, corner of 9th and Main.
Hey, this is Dr. Keon Egger at Carabelli Dental in Roswell. Our office is passionate about creating beautiful, long-lasting smiles. But here's the thing. Sometimes that means dentures. And that's not a bad thing. These aren't your grandma's dentures. We combine artistry and the latest technology to create beautiful, natural-looking teeth. If you are in southeastern New Mexico and you have dentures or are considering dentures, you need to come visit us at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 622-4455.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
The graphics are so real on this video game console I bought with the savings from switching to Progressive 10 years ago. I can't tell what's real and what's the game, which I think is what people want, in the future, which it is currently.
So switch to Progressive and save big because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The word gorilla is derived from a Greek word meaning a tribe of hairy women. Mike recommends that if you see a tribe of hairy women, you don't call them gorillas. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:53. Got a few minutes here before we wrap up today's show. I'm trying to think of TV-wise. I really didn't get a whole lot done. You know what I did watch over the weekend? Saturday. I watched the Amazon Prime Lucille Ball movie. I can't remember the name of it now. The one about Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball. It stars Nicole Kidman as Lucille Ball. There's other famous people. The guy that does the We Are Farmers commercials, and he was in Spider-Man and Oz and all that. He plays Fred. The actress that plays Ethel, I've only seen her in one thing, and it's Goliath. She is, if you've ever watched the show Goliath, again, on Amazon Prime, she's kind of like Billy Bob Thornton's partner. She's a blonde, long hair. She's kind of unofficially Billy Bob Thornton's partner in that show. Well, she plays Ethel Merman on the Lucy Ricardo show, that movie. What did I think of the movie? It was okay at best. It covered a lot. It kind of went back and forth a little bit, which makes it a little hard to follow sometimes, especially because basically the premise of the movie takes place during a time where they're leaking out that she's a communist. Walter Winchell had released something out about her, she's a communist, and apparently she had some views there, and I guess her dad was somehow involved with it, and apparently as a tribute, when she did her party affiliation, checked communist, and then Walter Winchell and them pulled it out, made a whole thing out of it, and then so basically the movie kind of picks up at that time in their marriage and lives where that goes through, but then the movie flash forwards and mostly goes back. Doesn't really flash forward, mostly goes back. And so 1 minute they're talking about what's the current timeline in their world during publishing this show, getting this episode, while dealing with the fact that they're hoping it doesn't leak out in the papers that she registered with the Communist Party at one point, and Walter Winchell's thing gets kind of buried in the headlines, and da-da-da-da-da. But then they cut back to when Ricky and Lucy first met. They cut back to when they first get the shows, how, they kind of use the different times that are, that happened in her life. And for that aspect, it was kind of neat to see it, but it made it a little hard to follow because it's not like when you watch movies that do that jump back and forth, like you can clearly see when they go back older that the character looks younger, or they've done something to the characters to make them look like a different time. You know what I mean? An earlier time. Where this movie didn't do that. Like, it would go back to when they're, like, say, when they're dating or when they met, and you're like, wait a minute, is this current when they're on Isle of Lucy? Is this before all that? And because the characters are kind of the same, they're ageless throughout the whole movie. You know what I mean? Kind of like how Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball were, at least in my brain. I kind of was too young to grow up during their heyday. I caught a lot of it after the fact in reruns growing up, in the mornings and stuff. That's when I saw I Love Lucy. I certainly am not old enough to watch it in prime time. And I'm guessing a lot of folks are the same, obviously folks older than me saw it in prime time, but so I come from that lens. So when I watch that movie, it's always that era of seeing them. I didn't really pay much attention to them, to life after Lucille Ball or before the Lucille Ball show happened, and where she was famous for other things. I don't know that part of her life very well. So watching the movie, that all kind of bled together. Is the movie great now? It's a little slow. It's not bad. I mean, if you stick with it, it's an okay movie, but it's a little slow. It's not, the story, it doesn't flow very well. It's very choppy because you're really covering like a lot of time period in 2 hours. And anytime you cover a big period of time in 2 hours, it's hard to make that movie seamless. And this movie is not. It's very choppy. But for I've already paid for Amazon Prime, so it was free on there, and watching it was well worth that for me. If you and to be honest, I have actually a greater appreciation for the genius that is Lucille Ball too. I didn't realize how creative she was. In the show, she kind of plays the dumb dizzy, not very smart, just does a lot of dumb things. That's kind of her. And in reality, she's the complete opposite of that. She's very intelligent and very crafty and very savvy. And I think the movie, and at least I don't know if it did a good job, but they portrayed in there that I thought was very interesting about just her creative process, because that whole week that they're dealing with this, there's a scene that everyone wants to cut, and she's like, no, it's funny, we're working on it. And she's like, herself is individually working on this one scene, and a scene that was going to get cut at the beginning of the week is now the main part of the show and one of the funniest parts of the show, and that's all Lucille Ball. And the movie does a good job of kind of showing how she did that, I thought. But it's worth a check out. Go check it out. But it's not a masterpiece, but it's good, 2 hours and for free. Perfect. So worth a check out. All right, we got to go. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. If you missed any part of the show, you can always go back ksvptv.com, click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find it there at your leisure. Tanner will have them all separated here in just a little bit. Thanks for allowing us to be a part of your day. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow.
Roswell's home for talk radio.